Bowls, but a sense that they're hungry to finish strong this year after a year that saw them up to #2 in the country, only to lose 3 straight in November. Now a chance for an uptick with that guy right there, big Leonard Fournette. As we say, good evening, everybody. Joe, Jesse, and David with you. We will say hello to Maria Taylor in just a moment. Jesse, there was a time when Fournette was considered a Heisman lock. Things change. His stats didn't. Led the nation in rushing, 158 yards per game.
And I think he's the best running back in college football, guys. I know Derrick Henry and Christian McCaffrey finished 1-2 in the Heisman race, but if I'm starting a football team, I want number 7 in my backfield. He is a rare combination of size, speed, and power. He's only a true sophomore. In his second year this year, I think he's been more patient, done a better job setting up blocks. He's made more people miss in the open field. He's also hurt people more in the pass game. And I think he's motivated tonight, guys. Remember, he was not a Heisman finalist. He's not invited to New York City. Tonight, against statistically the 3rd worst run defense in the nation, I think number 7 is looking to make a statement.
You do not need to remind his teammates about no trip to New York. That's what they've been talking about. We go from discussing one of the best-known players in college football to a guy who probably deserves a lot more attention. Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback for Texas Tech. He leads the nation in offensive yards per game.
Say that again? He leads the nation.
Offensive yards per game.
And I think if we gave people 10 guesses at home, nobody would know that that was Patrick Mahomes. He's big, he's strong, really good orchestrator in this offense, can throw the football down the field with his big arm. He can also run, but he's made plays throughout this season. The offensive line is decent in front of him, but he just continues to push the ball down the field. He finds Jakeem Grant on big plays. They run the football effectively because of him in short yardage and goal line situations. And if you don't believe he's strong, he'll give you the muscle right here at the end of it to show you. Just one of the best well-kept secrets in college football.
Now, Cliff Kingsbury knows about his great talent. Going to showcase him tonight. Rare matchup, SEC Big 12 between these two. LSU, Texas Tech. They've only played twice before this. Been 58 years since we've seen them on the field opposite each other. Kickoff for the Advocare V100 Texas Bowl is up next.
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Why are there seasonal beers? Because our thirsts change with the seasons. In spring, we crave something crisp and bright. Hot summer makes us want citrusy refreshment. Leaves fall, and we seek out malty comfort. And in winter, we want to cozy up to a rich, warm brew. Sam Adams Winter Lager, brewed with fresh ground holiday spices. It's our gift to beer lovers everywhere. Sam Adams Winter Lager. No more, love more.
Houston, a drivable bowl location for both LSU and Texas Tech. And that means a great crowd that we've had here. These two fan bases very good at the food scene with the tailgates as well. And we're thrilled to have Maria Taylor with us tonight. Good evening, Maria.
Good evening, Tess. And I know that all eyes will be on Leonard Fournette for LSU, but Les Miles has his eyes on his quarterback, Brandon Harris. Let's take a look at the keys to the game brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage. And Harris has completed less than 50% of his passes over the last 4 games. And LSU is making some changes today. They're taking offensive coordinator Cam Cameron out of the booth and putting him on the sidelines. And Coach Cameron saying that he'll have instant interaction with his quarterback, which will be great for his young QB, and hoping that it makes a difference today in the passing game.
Cam feels very confident, says this is the best bowl prep he has seen since he's been at LSU. Texas Tech won the toss, and they will receive. As the sophomore Cameron Gamble will be kicking away. That man, Patrick Mahomes, has had a sensational year, and he will have his chance right out of the gate. As Grant and Stockton are back deep for the Red Raiders. As we are underway here in Houston. And it is a short kick to the 30-yard line. Asiaba secures it there. So say hello to Patrick Mahomes, who, as we told you, leads the FBS in total offense, 397 yards per game.
And he's going to have to play at a high level tonight. Very, very accurate throwing the football against an excellent secondary from LSU, and he's going to have to be able to buy time and scramble against an excellent pass rush. Head coach Cliff Kingsbury told us yesterday LSU's defense is the most athletic defense that we'll have seen all season.
Outstanding running back in the backfield with him in the senior from right here in the Houston area, DeAndre Washington. Pressure on Mahomes, and he goes down right away. It was Devon Godshaw, his 5th sack of the season.
What pressure were you talking about there, Palmer?
Yeah, that LSU pass rush.
And it comes right off that. Arden Key at the bottom of your screen right there, number 49, comes underneath right away, right underneath. You'll see these tackles for Texas Tech. They quick set really quickly to try to get rid of the football. Arden Key does a great job coming underneath, disrupting the passing.
2nd and 15, and that is a tackle for a loss. Godshaw taking down Washington.
Wow. Slanting and movement up front by LSU right now, what David just mentioned. Defensive ends and defensive tackles slanting and twisting around each other. That movement is giving Texas Tech's offensive line a huge headache early.
16. They run a stunt. This time he has time, and it is incomplete as Grant had his hands on it, but Jalen Mills broke it up.
I think this is one of the things that LSU has going for him. A great secondary. Jakeem Grant is a playmaker. Jalen Mills is playing man coverage. Jalen Mills is a safety, but he used to play corner at LSU. They got so much speed and athleticism in this secondary. Matching up a safety on Jakeem Grant, usually you lose that matchup. Great job by Jalen Mills.
You see how quickly Mahomes had to get rid of that football with the pass rush. He anticipated beautifully, but Jakeem Grant, you got to make that play.
Tyler Samank on to punt after the 3 and out. And Tre'Davious White will come up to the 31 to field it. Nearly lost his balance, but was able to get to the 34 as Tevin Madison made the special teams tackle. What a roller coaster ride of a year for LSU to start 7-0, to launch themselves to number 2 in the country, and then the loss to Alabama, the first of 3, and then the week of soap opera-like drama with Les Miles, capped by a win against Texas A&M when coach was carried off the field, and then finding out afterwards that he would be the coach continuing forward after so many reports. High formation, as we will often see, as they go with the inside toss to Leonard Fournette. It was met by Jenkins. 1,741 yards for the sensational sophomore from New Orleans, 6.4 per carry, and 18 rushing touchdowns as he closes in on yet another school record.
Without great quarterback play. With a struggling quarterback, he's been able to do that, so that shows you how dominant Leonard Fournette has been this season.
Opens up the game with a gain of 4. Lead toss again, breaks a tackle, and here goes Leonard. He just went over Keenan Ward. 35-yard run on his second carry.
One of the biggest reasons why Texas Tech struggles as a run defense, they're very poor at tackling. Keenan Ward at 5'9", 204 pounds, just found out the hard way trying to tackle Leonard Fournette.
This time he was taken down at the line of scrimmage as Ward came up along with Madison. And David Gibbs, the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, he says, listen, we are completely overmatched and undersized when it comes to going up against the run game of LSU. Look at the national ranks. Against the run, 125th in the country. Fournette looking to pass downfield. and was underthrown, but we're going to get a pass interference call as Justice Nelson had coverage on Malachi Dupree.
We've seen the toss to Fournette over and over and over to start the game.
Pass interference. Defense number 31. A 15-yard penalty. First down.
Land Clark is heading up our Pac-12 crew tonight.
And that's Justin Nelson, at cornerback number 31, getting matched up with Malachi Dupree. It's a bad throw. It's grossly underthrown, but oftentimes on underthrown balls, cornerbacks get caught with pass interference trying to fight through receiver coming back to the football. A nice little play call by offensive coordinator Cam Cameron, dialing up a little trickeration.
You know how easy it is to know it's Leonard Fournette throwing the football? Because he's not running downhill to run somebody over and put him on his hood. You could tell he was running laterally the whole time. You knew he was going to throw the football, because usually you see 7 just running down the tracks.
Here's Harris. Incomplete as he was looking for Foster Moreau. Deshaun Johnson had coverage on the tight end.
And LSU very fortunate that football wasn't intercepted. You had a one-on-one route with a tight end against a much smaller Deshaun Johnson. Ball gets underthrown. At that time, Foster Moreau did a nice job breaking it up and preventing the pick. Could have easily been a drive killer.
That's the dynamic you have to worry about with this offense. And Cam Cameron's got to decide. He wants to give it to Fournette every time, but you got to take shots when they load the box. But Jennings has to be smart. He can't make dumb decisions and throw the ball into coverage.
Receiver screen, Dupree. Sprint to the end zone. And they're going to mark him down just inside the 3-yard line.
Looked like he stepped out of bounds. He reached the ball over the plane. It looked like he stepped out with his left foot.
Pretty clear to see that stride did, and that's where they marked him. Watch the foot here hit the white.
Yeah. Before he stretches the ball out over the plane. But it's first down regardless.
First and goal. And Fournette easily makes his way in for LSU's first score of the night. 19th rushing touchdown of the year. That ties the LSU school record.
And no big surprises from LSU offensively and for Texas Tech defensive coordinator David Gibbs. They knew what they're going to be facing all night tonight. They're going to try and load the box, but they're going to get a steady dose of Leonard Fournette downhill. Couldn't find the stops they needed on that first drive.
As Trent Domingue adds the extra point. Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, and Maria Taylor with you here at the Advocare V100 Texas Bowl, where Leonard Fournette, who leads the nation in yards per game at 158 yards per game, just came right down the field, 40 yards on the opening drive, capped by the touchdown. His 19th rushing touchdown of the year.
It was set up here on a run look. This was actually supposed to be a run play, and quarterback Harris looks outside. He sees a one-on-one for his wide receiver, Malachi Dupree. That was close to getting in. They reviewed it, saw that he was short. And then
this is just
we saw all on that first drive.
You want to know what that is? That's advertises what we've heard about this bowl game for the past few weeks, of this matchup of the running game of LSU against this Texas Tech run defense that's ranked 125th in the nation.
Well, I mean, in fairness, Texas Tech, their defense can't stop a nosebleed. But besides that, you just saw right there, 9 guys in the box. Ward comes down, tries to hit Fournette. That's the problem. You want to put all those guys in the box, that's great. You better tackle number 7. If you don't, he's got big yardage after it. So big problems for Texas Tech D early.
Second time that Gamble has gone with the short pooch. kickoff as we take a look at tonight's impact players brought to you by Lexus.
Well, Jakeem Grant is electric with the football in his hand at wide receiver. DeAndre Washington led the Big 12 in rushing this year. They're going to have their hands full, though. Deion Jones at linebacker and Jamal Adams at safety for LSU are excellent run defenders that can play with a lot of speed, fly around. Cliff Kingsbury's offense went 3-0 in their first offensive series. See if they can find some more success this time.
We're off the field quickly. Second series here, a throwback screen to Pearson, and he is met. Ball came loose at the end there. A flag is down at the 38, as it was Key and White coming in hard.
Personal foul, tripping, offense number 56. A 15-yard penalty, replay, first down.
It's Alfredo Morales, the left guard. As they will march this back. 3 and out on their first opening series. A Texas Tech offense that's #2 in the country in scoring, #1 passing attack nationally.
See here at the bottom of the screen, it was right over here by Morales, getting the trip on Beckwith, the middle linebacker, and that negates a very good-looking play on first down on that drive.
How about Arden Key? That dude, he's a freshman. He's going to be one of those freak shows we talk about with along the lines of Mingo, and he's going to be special.
And here's DeAndre Washington, the local product from Houston, who's had a sensational career for the Red Raiders. As Tolliver comes up, see his family. He's got a large group of fans here at NRG Stadium coming out to see this bowl game. You look at the national ranks for Texas Tech, and as much as the defense is south on one side, they're so productive on the other.
One of the reasons I think their numbers are so good, they play at such a fast tempo. Their coaches told us yesterday, tonight they're going to try and get as many snaps off as possible.
Mahomes on a little crossing route, incomplete. Jakeem Grant, usually so reliable, couldn't come up with it there.
Well, that's the second drop so far early in this game for Jakeem Grant. Normally very sure-handed, working over the middle of the field one-on-one against a linebacker. That's exactly where Mahomes wants to go with the football. But we talked about the coverage ability and the small windows you're throwing into. Need better execution offensively in the pass game.
And now a 3rd and 15 for Patrick Mahomes, who leads the FBS in total offense, 397 yards per game. But a rough start so far against this LSU front. 3rd and 15, Mahomes pressured again and taken down again. Kendall Beckwith.
It's another stunt by LSU. We talked about all the slanting and the movement up front. You got Neal coming in here, Beckwith coming around the outside. Texas Tech gets pinned. They get stuck with 2 linemen blocking 1 guy, and Mahomes has not had any time tonight early to throw the ball.
And Tre'Davious White, who has punt return for a touchdown this year. Back to field, Tyler Samank's punt, who has his heels on the 1-yard line. Able to get a hold of this and turn it over, backing up White to the 26. Spins free from the initial surge of coverage and makes it to the 29. Big number 7's already got 40 yards on 4 carries. Tack on a touchdown, just the start of what many think will be a big night in Houston.
We don't give up. We don't quit. We keep going. Day in, day out. We fight on. Why? Because we are champions. Be a champion.
Why fit in when you were born to stand out? The 2016 Nissan Altima has arrived.
for only $7.99 each every Monday through Thursday.
The wait is over. The playoff is here.
The college football playoff semifinals. Oklahoma Clemson at 4 and Michigan State Alabama at 8. New Year's Eve on ESPN.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
You're watching Capital One Bowl Mania.
Glad you're with us for the AdvoCare V100 Texas Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. Great crowd here in Houston, NRG Stadium. Big setting for two big brands as LSU and Texas Tech. Drivable location, so the fans have enjoyed it to come here to Houston for a few days and see this matchup. Brandon Harris, quick huddle to get out to that I formation with Leonard Fournette back to business as he muscles his way to the 36. Let's check in with Maria Taylor.
Well, Tess, we know all eyes will be on Leonard Fournette, but Les Miles has his eyes on Brandon Harris. And tonight's keys for the game, brought to you by Franklin American Mortgage, are getting Harris back on track. They've even changed it up. They're moving Cam Cameron, the offensive coordinator, from the booth to the field so they can have instant interaction. I've even seen Harris checking in with Coach Cameron in between plays to make sure that they have the right setup, guys.
They may have a lot of opportunities. Look at how many defenders are in the box for Texas Tech, up at that line to deal with Fournette. As he gets to the outside, picks up the first down and gives out a little punishment. A flag is down at the 43.
You're going to have a hold on Malachi Dupree at receiver outside.
Holding. Offense, number 15. A 10-yard penalty. Second down.
See out here, look at number 15. He's locked up with a cornerback one-on-one. That's just way too much jersey. He's trying to block Nigel Bethel. It just makes it a very, very easy call. But here's your point, David.
There you go.
Look at that.
How many you want in there? Now, in fairness, I mean, LSU's in 22 personnel. They got 2 running backs and 2 tight ends. They only got 1 receiver in the game. So, I mean, you got to do something. But you see it hasn't helped too much for them. When you start twisting stuff, now they got unbalanced or overload.
This time it's Darius Geis, great looking freshman running back for LSU, who's been worked into things.
And guys, I think LSU offensive coordinator Cam Cameron really has to fight himself to be patient in this game. He knows he has to run the ball. He knows he should run the ball against this defense. But as you see, with Texas Tech putting 7, 8, 9, 10 guys by the line of scrimmage, there's some unbelievable looks for Brandon Harris to throw the football outside to Malachi Dupree and these other receivers in one-on-one situations. But you got to stick with the plan, run the ball, force Texas Tech to prove to you that they can tackle number 7, Leonard Fournette.
Geis in there on 3rd and 4. And Harris will get it to Geis out of the backfield as he cuts back to the inside, makes 2 men miss, and rolls his way for a first down to the 47.
It's also nice to have guys like that are backups. I mean, Geis comes in the game. We were down on the field in warm-ups, and you're looking at him. He's 5'11", 222, so you're not getting really a break when Fournette comes out of the game.
True freshman Devontae Hinton, linebacker for the Red Raiders, is being tended to by the trainers.
That's a guy that Texas Tech can't afford to lose. He plays with great instincts as a linebacker, and they need him, obviously, in a game like this. But
he's really been coming on in the course of the past month, getting more time out there. We'll take a quick break.
matter where, no matter when, I will defend.
Mobile Strike. Download and play now, free from the App Store.
Why do you trust Royal Purple Synthetic Oil? Because inside you is an outperformer. You expect the best from yourself and from your motor oil. That's why you count on the Royal Purple 1 Year, 1 Oil Change Pledge. Our unique technologies maximize engine performance, so you can go 1 full year between oil changes. And with every drive, the outperformer in you shows through. Outperform with Royal Purple. Available at a retailer near you.
Lunch?
The bold Nissan Rogue with intuitive all-wheel drive. Because winter needs a hero. Now get 0% financing for up to 60 months on the 2015 Nissan Rogue. Nissan, innovation that excites.
The 2015 Advocare V100 Texas Bowl. Brought to you by Advocare. We build champions. Nissan, premier partner of the Heisman Trophy. And Heineken, open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
You know, all the bowls have their pre-bowl competitions between the teams. I think perhaps the Advocare V100 Texas Bowl has the best. The Rodeo Bowl. Guys take it serious. LSU, the champs. Yeah, the hay bale toss there. They're tackling and chalk branding a live calf. They're getting after it.
And Les Miles wouldn't allow any starters to take part in that.
Just scrubs. Y'all go out there.
Dude,
hey, guys, you can get hurt. Go ahead.
Because that is by far the most dangerous competition you see across all the different bowl games between teams.
What's the message here? Scrubs.
By far the most entertaining as well.
You're expendable.
So first down for LSU. Fournette back in there as they run lead as he crosses midfield to the 48. Away with the tackle.
Just watch the push that LSU is getting up front right now. Mano-a-mano blocking, working zone to the left. Just look how they're driving black jerseys backwards and giving Leonard Fournette an opportunity to cut back and find a crease.
Yeah, that's great. But look at the push of Fournette, too. I mean, every time he hits somebody, he's falling forward 3 or 4 yards by just squaring up his shoulders and being a grown man.
Second and 4. That time only able to pick up about 1.5 yards, 2 yards.
See with that stop, there's defensive players on Texas Tech. Malik Jenkins, a linebacker, 41. Yep. John to his guys, just trying to get the morale up. Hey, we got to stop. We got him down to 3rd down here. Let's get physical. Let's beat our blocks up front. We got to make a play. We need to get these guys off the field, get the football back to Mahomes.
And the linebackers, you can see for Texas Tech, they're closer to the line of scrimmage. They're shooting the gaps fast. This is where you can do play action and you can have success or bootleg or something like that if you trust your quarterback.
3rd and 3. Anytime they go low and they're able to cut down as defensive coordinator David Gibbs has to be excited about that. But now they may need to tough it up one more time.
But you could hear it. You could hear the excitement by the crowd just by getting a stop for their defense. They haven't seen that very often, but it was a great job by Brandon Jackson winning at the point of attack. A couple guys, you saw Jenkins, you saw Jackson get in there and stop the run. They haven't done that all year. This defense is one of the worst in college football at stopping the run.
Jamie Keene on to punt on 4th and 3 from the 46. Nose down for back rotation here as he gets the high hang time, and it is inside the 10. So a defense that has struggled so much comes up with a third down stop against that LSU run game in big number 7.
The New Year's 6, New Year's Eve, and New Year's Day on ESPN.
We don't give up. We don't quit. We keep going. Day in, day out. We fight on. Why? Because we are champions. Be a champion.
Why fit in when you were born to stand out? The 2016 Nissan Altima has arrived.
People who love savings know bundling is really smart. You already made the smart choice with Spectrum TV. Now get the smartest internet and voice services for your home. Spectrum Internet for $29.99 a month and Spectrum Voice for $19.99 a month. Call 844-263-1999. Spectrum Internet features the fastest internet at 60 megabits per second with no data caps. That's 20 times faster than DSL, with a free internet modem and bandwidth to support all those smart devices in your home. That's really smart. Spectrum Internet for $29.99 a month. Call 844-263-1999. With Spectrum Voice, enjoy unlimited nationwide calling with no hidden taxes or fees like the phone companies charge you. Add Spectrum Voice for $19.99 a month. All for a great price with no contracts. Spectrum Internet for $29.99 a month and Voice for $19.99 a month. Call 844-263-1999. That's smart.
LSU defense has forced 2 3-and-outs in the first 2 possessions of Texas Tech.
Athleticism all over the board. It's been the movement up front by the defensive line and linebackers in pass rush that has been confusing Texas Tech's offensive line. They've been harassing Mahomes behind the line of scrimmage.
Just sitting back in wonderment. Just trying to find something to do. Hey, man, let's get something going. Let's get something positive. Negative 18 rush yards so far. This is the team that this isn't the typical air raid offense you've seen from Mike Leach and company. They run the football. They got to get back to it. They got to have some success.
Tough to have success against that front 7 with their athleticism. See number 21, DeAndre Washington, walking up to the line with Patrick Mahomes, the outstanding sophomore quarterback. Washington's had a big year. They're going to run the quarterback here. Flag is down as he is dragged down in the backfield that time. That was Deshaun Bauer.
Offside. Defense, number 46.
And that's
5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
Bauer lined up there.
Yeah, I think he was just lined up in the neutral zone for an easy flag. He made an unbelievably athletic play, playing the zone read. He basically played the handoff, then disengaged from left tackle of Raven Clark to get to the quarterback. But what Texas Tech needs to do, run or throw, they got to have success on first and second down and avoid these 3rd and long scenarios that they got into in their first 2 drives.
1st and 5, that's good.
Yeah, it's a good
Just
start.
hard to jump off sides every time. We'll line up in the neutral zone.
As Washington tries to slither his way for 3 yards, and Bauer again coming into play.
And when you think of Kingsbury, he played for Mike Leach, and you think about the air raid, throwing it all to the yard. This team wants to run. You're going to see zone read. You know, Washington is leading the Big 12 in rushing.
Quick pass is complete for a first down as he gets it to Sadler.
You're going to see pop passes where they're doing what Baylor does all the time. You know, stick it in the belly with the zone read and still have the ability to block a run and throw a pass. It's very different. Cliff Kingsbury is very creative. He's one of the best play callers in college football, and it's been fun to watch him put his stamp on this offense and change it.
Mahomes fakes one way, comes back, running back screen, and that is just absolutely blown up that time by Jamal Adams.
We talked about him being one of our impact players. I think he's a future first-round pick. This guy is only a true sophomore. Can play the run. He can blow you up. Can cover a lot of ground. And a nice job not biting on the fake screen one way, staying home, staying with his assignment, trusting his eyes, making a big-time play.
2nd and 10 now. Mahomes nowhere to go. As Beckwith and Bauer come in, and Kingsbury's offense doesn't look quite the same as what we saw through the meat of the Big 12 season.
And here's the issue now. You're back in 3rd and long again. We talked about the Red Raiders are the best in the nation converting 3rd downs at 51%, but they don't get in these scenarios very often. Here comes the pass rush. If you're Mahomes, you have to have a plan to get rid of the ball and deliver versus man-to-man coverage.
It's going to be man coverage probably, but you got to find number 11, and 11 needs to catch the ball. Jakeem Grant.
Mahomes steps up, gets it complete on a shallow cross that time to Sadler, and he will have the 1st down. Just extending the play and making the most of it.
And he throws on the run really well too, but watch him just flick his wrist. He sees the pressure, steps up, watch him flick. Flick it right on target. He throws well with his feet off tangled. He throws well on the run. That's what makes him kind of special, and he's going to have to do that if the blocking's been any indication so far, or lack of blocking up front for him.
16-yard reception on 3rd and 13. There's Mahomes again. They run a stunt. He gets away from it against the grain and complete past midfield that time is Cameron Batson.
I think a big key for Mahomes in this game is trying to attack the middle of the field and throwing to slot receivers. Their best outside receiver, Devin Lauderdale, is suspended in this game. And the best cover guys for LSU are their outside cornerbacks. So attack the inside of the defense for LSU in the passing game, throwing to Jakeem Grant, Ian Sadler in the slot.
Grant's the number 2 receiver on the bottom of your screen right here as they go empty. 1st down as Tech finding some momentum here now. Mahomes, just a hitch to Grant as he was backed up. Well, they'll give him the forward progress to the 42. It was Adams coming in hard again.
But a good job right there and a good example of tackling the catch. With all of these little water bugs all over the field for Texas Tech, you don't want to give these guys space to make the catch, get into the open field, because that's when they hurt you. That was a nice job there. As soon as Grant caught that football, bring him to the ground, limit the damage. That's hard to do.
2nd and 7. As Washington is in the backfield. Lost the handle for a moment, but quickly secured it again. And that'll be a loss of about 3 yards. So back to a 3rd and long for the Red Raiders.
A lot of stunts up front by LSU in that defensive line so far, moving them all around.
Got a big matchup here. Best cornerback, Tre'Davious White, covering Jakeem Grant in the slot. Key matchup.
3rd and 10. They bring a little bit of pressure. Downfield he goes. And right into the hands of Jakeem Grant. Touchdown, Texas Tech.
Jakeem Grant got an unbelievable release off the ball. He's 5'6", 169 pounds, but he showed off his tremendous quickness right off the get-go. He gets into his seam route. He gets behind one of the fastest players for LSU.
Runs by one of the fastest players for LSU.
You can see how dangerous.
And they're going for 2 here. Out of a muddle huddle. Into the end zone, incomplete. They had a shot at it as Batson took the direct snap. He was in the middle pod. He counted the numbers, had a chance for it, and probably should have had it. But 6 is on the board as Mahomes finishes off a 90-yard drive with a 46-yard touchdown to Jakeem Grant.
Root Metrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Why are there seasonal beers? Because our thirst changed with the seasons. In spring, we crave something crisp and bright. Hot summer makes us want citrusy refreshment. Leaves fall, and we seek out malty comfort. And in winter, we want to cozy up to a rich, warm brew. Sam Adams Winter Lager, brewed with fresh ground holiday spices. It's our gift to beer lovers everywhere. Sam Adams Winter Lager. No more, love more.
Well, if it's on ESPN, then you know it is streaming live on the ESPN app, which means you can take us wherever you go, which means in the coming days you're going to want that app because there is non-stop action from here on out. The games tomorrow through the New Year's 6, which include the college football playoff, the national semifinals to be played on New Year's Eve. The offense struggled with the 3 and outs. And then the last drive, they caught fire. And Jakeem Grant caught his 8th touchdown of the year. Here's Darius Geis now on the return as he is wrapped up at about the 20-yard line. Maria.
Well, after the touchdown for Jakeem Grant, Cliff Kingsbury comes right up to him on the sideline and said, they cannot cover you. In fact, Jakeem Grant told me he loves being underestimated. He was a 3-star recruit. He said he's got some good and some bad. The bad is that he's small. The good is that he's fast, and he's relying on it here against the Tigers.
And they timed him in the 4.3s, running his 40. Very productive slot receiver.
The only one that stopped him so far is his 2 hands.
That's right.
He's got 2 drops of balls that he should have caught for first downs and kept the sticks moving, then he's got the touchdown.
And around here with DJ Chark, well blocked, and there he goes now, crossing midfield. Chark, can he get that angle inside the 15? And yes! How about that? What a response! 79 yards, DJ Chark.
Seen some trickeration from Cam Cameron early. There was a halfback pass by Leonard Fournette. This time he dials up the reverse. But look at the blocking out front by the fullback 47. Like Keith and Mouton. You got 64, Will Clapp, the right guard getting some blocks, and then the rest is done by DJ Chark out in the open field.
How about those strides? Chewing up dirt out there. How about the play side reverse too, though? Fake it that side and hand it to him going that side. You don't see that very often, but see, watch Fournette. He's kind of used as a decoy. Obviously, everybody knows he's going to get a bunch of touches, but watch him go right up the middle and kind of fake backside to hold everybody for a second because it's all eyes on 7. And then look at those strides and speed.
It's interesting.
Taillights.
Traven Durrell, their best deep threat at receiver, out of this game with a hamstring injury. The coaching staff says DJ Chark is a Traven Durrell clone.
That's when you're lucky. That's when you're blessed. You just got riches like that you can throw on the field.
And how about
wide receiver?
How about that answer by LSU? You know, you give up an explosive play in the passing game to Jakeem Grant, Texas Tech. Looks like the momentum's starting to go back to the Red Raiders sideline. First offensive play of the next series, you score, and now you see on the Red Raiders bench trying to get each other hyped back up, get back out in this game.
First time Chark touches the ball, and that's what he comes up with. Well, Wednesday on ESPN, Capital One Bowl Mania continues. Birmingham Bowl, Auburn and Memphis at noon. Then at 3:30, NC State, Mississippi State in the Belk Bowl. Dak Prescott's finale comes against NC State. That'll
Heck
be
of a career,
3:30 on ESPN. Mahomes thought his team was right back in, and then LSU does that. Another short kick. Last time Texas Tech was out there on the field. A little something extra at the end of that kickoff return, as they're able to separate them. Our Buick Drive recap will show you just how Mahomes brought them down the field.
And it started off, obviously, with pressure on the outside, but it was a quick passing game, kind of got him in a little bit of rhythm, and then it was his feet. It was his ability to step up in the pocket, buy time. 3rd and 15, he converts, and then the deep ball down the field to Grant was just a thing of beauty. Just dropped it right in the bucket. So Mahomes, I told you he was going to flex on you a little bit. He gave you one flex. He might give you the double buy later.
Stacked receivers to the top, 3 to the bottom, and now Grant in motion. Empty set on 1st down for Mahomes. Pressure again from Key as he escapes it and moves forward to the 35. Flag is down as a player was out there with his helmet off as well. I believe that was Gilmore.
I think it might be DeAndre Clark, number 98. I think that's what the penalty is going to be, because once your helmet comes off, you can't keep playing. You have to stop. It's Patrick Mahomes looks like
is a little slow in getting up there and affected by the end of that play.
Well, more pressure again for Martin Key coming off the edge, would force Mahomes to have to keep that. It looked like it was.
He's already got a knee brace on his left knee.
Personal foul, participating without the helmet. Defense number 98. A 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the play. An automatic 1st down.
There's a lot of dumb rules, Joe Tess, in football. But I love the rule that you're supposed to play with your helmet, and you might want to not do this and come in there and try to lower your head. I love the fight. I love the attitude, but
yeah, emphasis on player safety in recent years and the evolution of the game, and this is one of the
first of all,
key
you guys
rules that was
ripped off
in.
too, by the way. But
going back to Mahomes real quick, guys, he was grabbing the left elbow, it looked like, non-throwing arm after the play, gingerly.
DeAndre Washington, as he comes back and lowers his shoulder against Jamal Adams. Entertaining first quarter. Everything starts, of course, with Leonard Fournette when it comes to LSU, and that was the case here tonight as he got loose, has a touchdown run. And then Patrick Mahomes with his answer to Jakeem Grant. 14-6 Tigers.
Where action takes place on stage.
And on the field.
Where history is made on Earth.
And in outer space. Where you can experience global culture.
Without leaving town.
Sometimes you just need an escape.
Or a new adventure.
But no matter your taste, Houston's full of flavor.
So get out this weekend and make my Houston yours.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempus for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
They made me an assassin. They want my DNA to build an army. Pretty crazy, huh? I'm going to burn this program to the ground.
Hitman Agent 47 today.
Taco Bell's Breakfast Crunch Wrap is a whole lot bigger than the average muffin sandwich. It also has 1,000,000% more hash browns inside. Taco Bell's Breakfast Crunch Wrap, it's more of a meal than a muffin.
Last one home cooks.
Another tie.
Order in.
Next time I drive.
The right size Nissan Rogue now gets 0% financing for up to 60 months on the 2015 Nissan Rogue.
At Ally Bank, no branches equals great rates. It's a fact. Kind of like reunions equal blatant lying.
The company's actually doing really well on social media.
Oh, that's interesting. I started social media.
is my baby.
Now for the official coin toss.
You're driving to the game. Traffic's in a classic I formation. You pass these guys on the left and think you're in the clear, right? Wrong. Blindsided by an SUV. Your new car is totaled. And your insurance only wants to cover 3/4 of the cost. 3/4? What am I supposed to do with that kind of coverage?
With Liberty Mutual New Car Replacement, we'll give you the full value of your car, plus depreciation. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
This was the scene in Lubbock. 11 inches of snow late Saturday through early Monday morning. I think these fans were excited to get to Houston for a bowl game. Look at this. 11 inches of snow in Lubbock, Texas. Third greatest amount in a two-day period over the last 50 years. But a good group has come down here to Houston for the Advocare V100 Texas Bowl.
What a
Joe,
great
Jesse,
atmosphere
David,
inside
and Maria here.
Great
It
atmosphere here at NGR Stadium. I mean, great fan turnout from both sides. This game really does have a big game feel to it.
As Washington was met that time by Jones.
That's a heck of a job by Jones. You've seen these quick passes, and you've seen Adams come up and make a play. You've seen Key make a play, but watch Dion right in the screen. Look at him see that, get outside the offensive wide receiver really quickly, the tight end really quickly. See the ball and react quickly. Great job by LSU using their eyes. They better keep Mahomes in the pocket. He's had a lot of success stepping up, buying time. That's where he's done his most damage so far.
Another 3rd and long for Texas Tech. As Mahomes reverses course and then throws downfield and gets it complete. And it will go for a first down as Tolliver was able to take his legs out that time. All the way down to the 36-yard line.
Just has that mobility. It's very uncommon to see in this style of offense. Johnny Manziel had it. Trevon Boykin at TCU has it. And you've got a quarterback that can throw accurately when you spread the field.
Ball start. Offense number 21. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Still first down after the
can also
penalty there as Washington was floating and extending and was able to convert.
Just amazing, though, Joe. I mean, when you can buy time like that, like what an advantage you have if you're Cliff Kingsbury and your quarterback. It basically makes your offense virtually impossible to stop, having an athlete like that right there playing in this style of offense.
Since that 2-5 start, Mahomes has found his rhythm, and they will use a timeout here. Take a break with him as the Red Raiders look to match Fournette and company again.
This is a call to the committed. To those who wake up with a desire to do more. To those who won't stop until they reach the finish line. Calling all champions. Advocare. We build champions.
Text Beth, what can I do?
Message. Pick up milk.
Oh, right, milk.
Introducing the newly redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
We have taken two things that you love, and we have made them one thing that you love. Anything you can watch on ESPN, you can now stream live on the ESPN app.
So the government crash tested the F-150, the one with the high-strength military-grade aluminum alloy body. And guess what? It made the strongest statement any truck can make. It pulled a 5-star safety rating on all sides for every cab configuration. This is the Ford F-150, and every other truck is history.
Hurry in and get an F-150 with 0 for 60 during the final days of the Ford Holiday Sales Event. Only at your Southern Quality Ford dealer.
If you want our lowest prices on our best selection of new and used vehicles, then visit the Bill Hood family of dealerships or click hoodauto.com. Visit Bill Hood Ford Lincoln in Hammond, Bill Hood Nissan, Mazda and Hyundai on the import corner in Hammond, Bill Hood Chevrolet Buick GMC in Amite, Bill Hood Chevrolet in Covington, plus our 2 new stores, Bill Hood Premium Pre-Owned in Hammond and Bill Hood Pre-Owned Outlet in Ponchatoula. Click hoodauto.com.
Kind of stuff that Patrick Mahomes was known for at White House High School here in Texas.
Look at the eyes. Scrambling, but where's he looking? He's looking downfield. He's not going to give up on the play and go run out of bounds. This dude's tough as nails. Finds an open receiver. You've seen him convert 3rd and 15, 3rd and 11, and then the emotion.
I love that. I love the
He always has it.
He brings
it.
He is competitive. He wants to win, and he brings an attitude to this offense.
How many scholarship offers do you have at high school, Jesse?
One. Just one.
This one right here.
Credit Cliff Kingsbury for finding this guy in White House, Texas.
So reverse pivots and then hands off to Washington, who was taken down that time by Beckwith.
They need to get DeAndre Washington going. Here's a guy that led the conference in rushing this year. He's a guy that can make you miss, and he gets upfield with a ton of wiggle. They got to find a way to kind of free him and give him an opportunity to get beyond the line of scrimmage so he can start doing damage. Just too much penetration early in this game from LSU's defense, pass game and run game.
That was LSU's 5th tackle for loss. 2nd and 16. Mahomes, he's completed 6 in a row. Can he make it 7? No, pressure was a little too much, just looking for something there as Frank Herron came in after him.
I'm surprised that's not intentional grounding. He wasn't outside the pocket. I'm not sure exactly where he was throwing.
I thought the ball went.
I mean, it looked like he might have been checking that down to his running back, but the running back was about 15 yards away.
I thought Sadler was there too, the receiver number 12. Remember, just has to go beyond the line of scrimmage.
Well, if you get outside the pocket. But I think on that play, I thought he was inside.
Got hit though. He was getting hit as he threw it.
3rd and 16. Could hear Lan Clark, the Pac-12 official who's heading up this crew, actually turned his mic on there as he was walking back and said he felt there was a player in the area. Lan gives you a little more than the average referee. 3rd and 16, launching it downfield. Davis couldn't come up with it down at the goal line. As Kevin Tolliver and Thompson were both in on coverage.
And we bragged on Mahomes for his great plays, and rightfully so. He underthrew this one. He wants this one back. Tolliver, the only reason he had a chance to come in there and make that play was because Mahomes didn't put enough air under the football. Look at him right there, look back, and not contact his receiver either, just stuck his hand out. That's great coverage by Tolliver.
You see the speed Texas Tech has at wide receiver. It's not very often you see guys running behind LSU cornerbacks. We've seen it a couple times already tonight.
Tyler Samank is going to try to pin White here as the fair catch at the 10-yard line. Well, you know the year LSU had with the big start and then the 3 straight losses that caused all the drama surrounding Les Miles down the stretch of the season. Headlines calling for his job. Can't really run from him was one of the quotes as he addressed reports of his job security heading into that game against Texas A&M, where the crowd support, the fan support, and the player support had Les carried off the field in victory. And the AD Joe Oliva saying Miles is our football coach. The endorsement for Les to continue on.
Joe, wasn't that decision made in like the 3rd quarter?
Yeah, I mean, according to reports, the school administrators, university chancellor, they got together on a call in the 2nd half of that game. Harris, Chase gets rid of it as he is able to find Colin Jeter, the 6'7" junior tight end. Jeter's a great story, emotional story of his road to become an LSU starter. Started his career at the Air Force Academy, was halfway through basic training, and then returned to be closer to his mom, who's battling cancer. Fournette on the inside toss. Look at him muscle his way and tear his way for a first down to the 23.
And I think it was the right decision for LSU to retain Les Miles. I think in 12 years he's earned the right to fix some of the issues they have. Namely, on offense, they need to do a better job developing the quarterback. You see Joe Oliva right there, the athletic director. I think it was a good call by him. Right now, as of today, LSU has the 3rd-ranked high school recruiting class coming in next year. You didn't want to risk potentially losing that. So Les Miles, I think, gets at least one more year to fix this thing up. I think he deserves it.
Harris right over the middle, a dart that time to Malachi Dupree.
I understand what you're saying. Do you think there needs to be changes, though?
Absolutely.
Okay, because that's the thing. Just you see the talent every year. There's not a lot. You talk about being number 3 in the country and recruiting. There's not a lot of people. It's LSU. You grow up in LSU. The talent that's around there it's so good, and you're recruiting against yourself because these kids, they're not growing up wanting to go anywhere else. So you're going to get great recruits, but just developing the offensive identity. You look at the guys that have Landry and Odell Beckham, those Mettenberger guys that have come through that are so talented. To only have one really good offense in the last 9 years or so, I think it's been frustrating to watch.
Harris sprints to the near side and is able to connect with John Diarse.
Hey guys, I think a big reason why LSU and Les Miles kept his job too, he never lost his football team. You know, guys, I was down there calling that last Texas A&M game, and it felt like the sky was falling in Baton Rouge. One thing to me was very apparent. He never lost his team. Players love playing for Les Miles, and while fans are upset, they've lost 5 in a row to Alabama, and they're frustrated with the SEC losses, they really admire him. It was really interesting to see.
Carried off the field, right? Enough said.
Unbelievable.
2nd and 5. Receiver screen this time. Diarse unable to shake free as Tevin Madison was there for Tech.
And he's the one thing about him too is I think with his personality, his guys are always loose. They always play loose. They always play free because he doesn't stress about anything. He doesn't care. I mean, the stories he was talking to us yesterday in the meeting about poker and Little League football when he was little, and he's just kind of a free spirit. And I think the players feed off of that.
The guy that Brandon Harris looks for in big 3rd downs at the top of your screen, Malachi Dupree.
3rd and 5 here. Harris out of the shotgun with time, floats it downfield, and a flag is going to come in there as John Diarse was tied up with Nigel Bethel.
They didn't have to. Had great position.
Pass interference. Defense, number 1. 15-yard penalty. Automatic, 1st down.
Bethel had great position. He's got outside leverage. The ball's coming to him. He's just got to keep his hands off the receiver. He had everything perfect. Just can't touch him, man.
It's the 2nd pass interference call defensively on Texas Tech. Talked about those one-on-one opportunities outside in the passing game that are presenting themselves to Brandon Harris. I think Texas Tech defensively has to be a lot more clean in coverage.
So 1st down at the 42 for the Tigers. And Fournette nowhere to go. Good pursuit that time by Awe.
I think that play was started defensively by Pete Robertson at defensive end, who gets great push right up the field. Coming over here, he's really going to set an edge and allow the pursuit to come from that side. Watch number 10 get the left tackle, Hawkins, and just push him back. It forced Leonard Fournette to go further east-west. That allowed the speed from linebacker to make the play from Alwyn.
Robertson's 238. He's 238 pounds. That's a heck of a job. Well, he gained a pound over the holidays, so apparently he's 239 on the graphic, but heck of a job. Holiday weight, you know how that works.
There's Fournette on 2nd and 13.
He's not down yet.
No, for a moment there, he wasn't down, and then finally inside the 40-yard line as he is wrestling with Bethel.
Now, one thing Texas Tech has not had all year is a consistent pass rush. In situations like this, 3rd and long, someone up front that can win the one-on-one battle. And Pete Robertson, number 10, is their best pass rusher. He's a guy whose production's gone way down this year. Last year led the conference with 12 sacks, only has 5 this season. Just hasn't won his one-on-one battles as often. Right now they got him lined up over the right tackle. It's Vidal Alexander.
Here's 3rd down. Harris put it into the ground at the 30-yard line. Flag is down in front of Diarse.
And they moved him over that side, and he won.
He needs to do that with you, didn't they? You just let your best guy line up whichever side he wants?
Yeah.
Holding. Offense, number 74. Penalties declined. 4th down.
And Robertson drew that holding penalty. Watch him come off the edge. But yeah, when you're the best pass rusher, you get to pick the side you want. He goes over to the other side to go against the right tackle, who's slow getting off the football. Has to hold him, pull him down. It's a great call. But more importantly, Robertson disrupted the throw.
Exactly.
Made him throw it low to stop him. And you don't have to worry about taking the hold call. And now you get to get your offense back on the field. Maybe. I don't know. With Les Miles, who knows? He ain't scared.
Keene out there.
He ain't scared, but Texas Tech offensively is so explosive. A tight game like this, one possession game, you don't want to risk giving the ball back to Patrick Mahomes here at midfield.
What does Les Miles call it? What does he call the risk?
Oh, in economics, that's called opportunity cost.
Opportunity cost, yeah.
'26-year-old Australian punter Jamie Keene will be out there to punt away for the Tigers. Texas Tech declined that delay of game. They're looking for some more room. It was beautifully placed to the 5-yard line that time as Jamal Adams secured it there on special teams. 8:22 to go. 8-point lead for LSU.
Hey, Jess.
Oh, hey, Blake.
How's it going?
Really good. How about you?
Can't complain, just here to pick up.
All right, what we got? You must be going somewhere really special tonight.
What are you talking about?
Come on. You getting your favorite pair dry cleaned?
It's that obvious, huh?
Yeah, you think?
Let's see what's going on here.
Nice pair.
Extra large.
I'd like to see him model them.
Grandma.
Oh, yeah.
At Domino's, we're known for delivery, but we want to be great at carry-out, too. That's why we're offering a deal that would get a lot of people in the door and help us become carry-out experts. Put your store to the test and carry out large 3-topping pizzas for only $7.99 each every Monday through Thursday.
Text Beth, what can I do?
Message. Pick up milk.
Oh, right, milk.
Introducing the newly redesigned Passat from Volkswagen.
Go, 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 go!
You're there every step of the way.
Go, 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 go!
Help them go further with the protection of life insurance from New York Life. Get started today.
The 2015 Advocare V100 Texas Bowl, brought to you by Quicksilver from Capital One. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back every purchase every day. And Domino's. Order online at Domino's.com.
Jess, you don't think traditional New York deli when you think Houston, but Kenny and Ziggy's in the 8-decker special cut. Look at this thing. The $65 sandwich at Kenny and Ziggy's. You got corned beef, pastrami, turkey, roast beef, salami. You got tongue, Swiss cheese, coleslaw, Russian dressing. Get on it, Pollock.
What do you get if you eat it?
Free piece of cheesecake.
You should get a free ride
That's
to the
challenge.
hospital. You should get a free ride to the hospital.
To unclog your arteries?
Get your arteries,
$65 sandwich at Kenny and Ziggy's. Place is awesome.
Respect.
Have to hang with Joe Test to afford it.
Feeds a family of 10, Pollock. So pinned at the 5 is Texas Tech. Mahomes Threw it a little high that time on the slant looking for Grant.
Well, that's the disadvantage you have if you're Jakeem Grant at 5'6" playing in the slot. It's not
his fault.
It's not a massive target to throw to, and he's doing the best job he can here. You talk about receivers having tremendous catch radius, and that's really the only negative I can find with Jakeem Grant. Love him as a receiver. He's not the tallest guy in the world.
Just 5'6". He's the senior slot receiver. Second down, and that is incomplete. So now a 3rd and long from this spot.
You got to be careful because the pass rush all game long has been getting to Patrick Mahomes. So you've got to have a plan to get the ball out of your hands quickly. You got to be smart. Can't have a holding penalty here deep down in your own end, or it's a safety in your end zone.
Well, the biggest asset has been his legs buying time. You don't want to buy time in the end zone and take a safety. Still want to find number 11. They're still the best playmaker in the slot.
Number 2 receiver, top of the screen.
Yeah.
3rd and 10 from the end zone. Launches it downfield, and it is incomplete. As it was Dante Jackson who actually had the best chance at it. Tashawn Bauer once again was able to get some pressure on Mahomes.
He was lucky to get rid of this football because Tashawn Bauer uses the circle button on his spin move, top of the line of scrimmage, right around a second-team All-American and LaRaven Clark.
The outside spin move, that's hard to do. It's a lot easier to go upfield and spin inside, but he gave you the fake inside spin out.
That's a really
See if
good
they
stop.
come after Tyler Samank here. Samank has had 6 punts over 50 yards this year. They could use a big one here.
Nice.
And White from the 42, Tre'Davious White. So field position advantage for LSU on that swap there. Let's check in with Adnan.
I'm Adnan Burke. The studio update is brought to you by Visit Houston. Chip Kelly out as the Philadelphia Eagles head coach. Jeff Lurie making the decision with 1 game left in the regular season. Kelly going 26-21 in his tenure as the Eagles coach, but missing the playoffs in back-to-back seasons. Will he return to the college ranks? We'll find out.
I wonder what would have happened if that news was just a few weeks ago. So many of the openings filled up so quickly at the end of the regular season. Many coordinators elevated.
Not any big-time jobs open anymore.
That's right. And here's Darius Geis as he splits defenders, but a flag is down back at the line of scrimmage. This should be coming back with holding.
I think it's on the right guard, William Clapp, number 64.
That's bad.
Holding. Offense, number 64. 10-yard penalty. Replay, 1st down.
It's unnecessary, too.
And William Clapp is really showing tremendous toughness in this game. He's got a badly injured left elbow. Coaching staff wasn't sure if he was going to be able to play. They said that he had to lobby them to get an opportunity to get out on the field. Certainly, what was great field possession just seconds ago, now with that penalty, negates all of that.
Out of the pistol they give to Geis, and Geis able to find the seam to the just over the 45-yard line.
One of the biggest differences I've seen early, a little wrinkle on offense for LSU. They've mixed the tempo up a little bit. They've been doing it with their huddles. There's times like right now where everybody, all 11 guys, get in the huddle, and that's what they normally do, take as much time as they can. There have been some times tonight, too, where receivers are staying lined up on the outside. They're getting this quick huddle going, getting to the line of scrimmage, and trying to rip off plays a little bit faster and catch Texas Tech off guard. A little added wrinkle, the tempo game for LSU.
Leonard Fournette back in, Harris to pass. They set up the screen to Fournette, and here goes big number 7, touchdown LSU.
It's one of the biggest bonuses, I think one of the biggest differences this year. Leonard Fournette's a weapon in the passing game. Catching swings out of the backfield, running routes, screens. There's not a lot of guys that are 6'1", 230 pounds that run that fast.
First career receiving touchdown for the sensational sophomore Leonard Fournette. And it's Trent Domingue. Makes it 21-6.
Great design by Cam Cameron. You see two tight ends out on the left side of the screen. Get some extra protection out wide. Better blocking on the perimeter. And then you see 6'1", 230. Bye, Felicia.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals, New Year's Eve on ESPN.
At Fuddruckers, everybody's got a burger. You got chili heads who like it hot, and the bacon banditos. Those that like them cheesy, and those that like them fresh and breezy. No matter your burger, Fuddruckers has it. Starting with 100% premium cut beef and fresh baked sesame seed buns, you can top, sculpt, and perfect your burger with all your favorite toppings from our build-your-own produce bar. Fuddruckers, the world's greatest hamburgers.
This is the best block of all. Looks like Candy Cane Lane.
I know.
Oh, holiday Ferris wheel.
I kind of love it. Look at those reindeer.
Jeffrey, you're awfully quiet back there.
I was just thinking, maybe it's time we finish this test drive and head back to the dealership.
That is so Jeffrey.
So Jeffrey.
Oh, elves.
It's practically yours, but we still need your signature. The Volkswagen Sign Then Drive event. 0 do-it signing, 0 down, 0 deposit, and 0 first month's payment on a new Passat and other select models.
This could be your office. This could be your break room. This could be your parking space. And this is your upward mobility. Imagine what could be if you joined Charter's outside sales team. As one of the largest providers of TV, internet, and phone, we offer our sales reps comprehensive benefits, a flexible schedule, and 6-figure earning potential. This could be you. Visit charter.com/careers today.
He once worked up a sweat. It ended the Cold War. Bigfoot hired paparazzi just to prove he exists.
Oh no!
Evil Knievel once dared to challenge him on the golf course and failed miserably. He is the most ordinary man in New Zealand. I mean, New Orleans.
Drive safely, my friends.
The regular season has tested, eliminated, and ultimately chosen the 4 surviving teams for the college football playoff.
Touchdown, LSU!
4 teams, 4 chances, 1 champion. The college football playoff on ESPN.
I'll be coming your way New Year's Eve. Between now and then, a whole lot of football to enjoy, including the happenings here at the AdvoCare V100 Texas Bowl. Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, David Pollock, and Maria Taylor with you in Houston. As LSU's Leonard Fournette, 44-yard touchdown catch moments ago, his 31st career touchdown in 25 career games. As Grant is backed up to the goal line, he'll take it on the return from there. A flag comes in at the end of that return as he makes his way to the 22. Adams had the tackle.
Usually in the area of blocking the back.
During the return, illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 39, a 10-yard penalty. First down, Texas Tech.
So now a 15-point hole for Texas Tech to start off here. Remember the field position they were dealing with last offensive possession. Now they start at the 10. And Patrick Mahomes has missed his last 5 passes after completing the previous 6. Go on the ground with Washington here, and it's a good choice as DeAndre Washington gets it out to the 32-yard line, finally brought down by Beckwith, a 22-yard run.
They got to be able to have balance, and they got to be able to get number 21 involved in this game. That was only his 6th carry so far. Need to feed him the football more. He's an impact player.
First down pass now as they find Washington out of the backfield. And he is forced out by Tre'Davious White. Gain of 3 there.
And one thing you've seen from Texas Tech all season is the quick passing game, the screens, getting guys in space. It hasn't worked well tonight. You've seen LSU really come up and bite. That's why I think Texas Tech has to do a good job. They have to take shots down the field. LSU's flying up, being very aggressive. You got to back them up a little bit, not allow them to do it, and take advantage of that.
Well, you got to give Mahomes time to hold on to the football long enough to take those shots.
You just don't block guys. You let them run around.
Empty set here on 2nd and 7. Mahomes extending to the near side, turns the corner, runs, and has the first down for the Red Raiders.
See? Just let him do that.
That's the reason why he won the quarterback battle in the offseason with Davis Webb. It's that mobility. The ability when protection breaks down, you got some issues, you got to buy time. You can get out of dodge and keep the play alive. This is one of 6 guys in the history of the Football Bowl subdivision to throw for over 4,000 yards and run for over 450 in the same year. Special.
They clock down to 2. Look for the screen one way and then just throws it away as he was pressured again. Lewis Neal and Godshaw chasing him down.
And it's just really bad block. I mean, these offensive linemen for Texas Tech right now are completely whiffing. That time Godshaw slanted right across the face of an offensive lineman. He wasn't even touched. Just watch 57 on the inside.
Whoa.
Bunch of circles.
A lot of circles there.
Who's the last person to touch that screen?
Probably me. I'm sure I messed it up. But see how wide the splits are, too, for Texas Tech. They want to split you out, but you see what LSU's doing. They're stunting up front.
There's another stunt, and he slings it sidearm over the middle and complete for a first down that time to Cameron Batson. And now here comes some up-tempo here as quickly Mahomes races up to the line, snaps right away. Quick screen that time, Jakeem Grant, and Grant finds some greenery. Cuts back, and that pace paid off for Texas Tech.
Patrick Mahomes is like a shortstop turning 2. You mentioned the quick passing game, David. Watch how quickly he gets rid of that football. Doesn't have the grip. He just doesn't have the laces. But he's got such quick hands. He's able to get it out, and that's so key. When you can get the football into the hands of your wide receiver early, it's an LSU player here is down. It gives a wide receiver an opportunity to go make something happen with the ball downfield.
And that's a senior defensive back, Jalen Mills, who is down.
Remember, Joe, he missed 7 games
right.
early in the year because of a fibula injury. So Jamal Adams, the other safety, is kneeling down beside him. He's a guy that was key to this game plan. He was a converted cornerback, now playing safety. But because of that coverage ability, they can line him up in the slot. There are going to be multiple times tonight. He was going to face off against number 11, Jakeem Grant. He's not a guy LSU can afford to lose.
And you see Texas Tech starting to get some momentum, and this is why. Look at this. Look at this throw, sidearm, flick of the wrist. But now watch how fast real time. They're in a new formation now. They come out with 4 receivers to the top. They know exactly what they're going to. Jakeem Grant comes across the formation. Look at LSU. See what happened was throw the ball to Jakeem Grant out wide, making big time plays. But that's what you got to think about as a defensive guy. Your head's already swimming. He made a great throw, and then you got to get lined up, adjust to 4 people out wide. It's a tough ask, man. Really tough.
You could see at the end of that play, David, what happened there with Jalen Mills as well, as he just ran into his teammate Deion Jones as they were both trying to chase down Jakeem Grant.
Well, and that's because of Jakeem Grant. I mean, this guy's dynamic with the ball in his hands, so quick. Look at the ability to cut. And it's friendly fire, unfortunately, for Jalen Mills. But I think Texas Tech offensively needs to get back to this tempo. It's something they do. They have the ability to change the tempo, go fast or slow. But I think for their purposes, to give themselves an advantage, I think they got to put their foot on the gas. See if they can wear down an LSU defense.
Remember, this started at the 10-yard line. Had a 90-yard drive earlier tonight. Four and a half minutes to play in this first half. Mahomes as he gets it to Washington inside the 10, and it's going to be 1st and goal, Texas Tech. And quickly to the line again. Let's see how LSU reacts this time. Washington cut down at the line of scrimmage by Arden Key. What an outstanding freshman defensive lineman he is.
Yeah, he's the next Kiki Mingo, Daniil Hunter. He's got unbelievable athleticism, quick first step. He's explosive. He's a creature at 6'6", 230, and only a true freshman. Now, this is an area in the field for Texas Tech. Zone reads with Patrick Mahomes inside the 10-yard line. This is where his running and his legs can really hurt an offense.
And his physicality. He does such a great job falling forward and being a tough running back.
Here's Grant hitting into the corner. Yes! Red Raiders score!
Phenomenal design by Cliff Kingsbury and this coaching staff. Dwayne Thomas at corner has 0 shot against Jakeem Grant in this much space. You bring him in motion, you stop him, there's the bubble. You're giving a guy a 7-yard cushion near the end zone way too quick. And that is a nightmare scenario for any defensive back in this country.
There's nothing you can do because ideally you want to play man coverage, get your hands on the line of scrimmage, but because you back him off the line of scrimmage, put him in motion, you put Grant in a perfect position to succeed. That's why Cliff Kingsbury is one of the best play callers in college football.
Another 90-yard scoring drive. More points to the historic offensive season Texas Tech is having, and the second for Jakeem Grant tonight.
Not all champions are found on the field.
You won't see them in the game. They are champions
in the ways that matter most. Working, hoping, fighting, never giving up. Are you a champion? AdvoCare. We build champions.
Where are you?
Well, the squirrels are back in the attic.
Mom?
Your dad won't call an exterminator.
Can I call you back, Mom?
He says it's personal this time.
If you're a mom, you call it the worst time. That's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico. It's what you do.
Where are you? It's very loud there. Are you taking a Zumba class?
Honey, my Popeye Spice Pack wings are packed with the flavor of peppers and spices from 6 countries. So get my wings and spicy pepper ranch sauce for just $3.99. The professor has spoken.
Let's do this. It's a good party, man.
Point Break, rated PG-13.
We sent 3 guys to a barber shop to see if the barbers could tell who's been using Just for Men.
Actually, it's me.
Really? It looks so natural.
Just for Men Auto Stop gets rid of gray without going too dark. Just comb it in. Great looking hair, made easy. Just for Men Auto Stop.
Great beer is a battle between hops and malt. Too much hops, too bitter. Too much malt, too sweet. The only way to win is by achieving balance. Sam Adams Boston Lager. Hops and malt in perfect harmony. No more, love more.
Wednesday, Capital One Bowl Mania rolls on. You got the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, Texas A&M and Louisville at 7 Eastern. And then USC, Wisconsin, the National Funding Holiday Bowl. And how about the past couple weeks with Texas A&M and the quarterbacks transferring out and where that program is right now. Going to get a little check of the barometer on Kevin Sumlin and the Aggies against Louisville. It's Wednesday, Capital One Bowl Mania.
Before the season, you're thinking they have all that extra quarterback play, you know, bringing in Kyler.
Hadfield with the kickoff to the 5 as Geis on the return here. The night of Leonard Fournette. Everybody said, oh, it's going to be a big one against this defense. Off to a good start in this first half.
Yeah, and you've seen it with the physicality, running downhill, breaking tackles, and then getting in the open field. He showed you all of it, too. Even in the catching game, his first receiving touchdown of the season. Great play design, get him the ball in space. Bad things happen to any defense. He's not on pace to what we thought he would be, though. Only 69 yards.
He cuts back this time. 30. Maria.
Well, Tess, you guys mentioned Leonard Fournette not being on pace, but his entire team knows exactly how many yards he has left before he gets to 2,000 yards for the season, and it's 259. And as soon as he comes off on the sideline and scores, he said, we can't get complacent. This whole team rallies behind him and his performance on the field, but he's also a really vocal leader here on the sideline. And an update on Jalen Mills. He's been taken back to the locker room for further evaluation. It's the same leg that kept him out the first 5 games of the season.
Jalen Mills, the veteran defensive back for LSU. 2nd and 6, play action for Harris. And releasing late that time was John Diaz. A flag is down back at the 40-yard line. And that play took some time to develop. And when that happens, you can get some man downfield.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense number 75. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Yeah, that wasn't one of those designed run pass plays where they're blocking. That was designed.
It was a broken play.
That was a broken, busted play. You know what though? That's when Brandon Harris does his best work. I mean, he doesn't throw the ball great on schedule. He hasn't seen things as well as you'd like to see him develop throughout a season. But when he scrambles around and people come open, he seems to be at his best.
Penalty negates a 34-yard gain. Second and 11, able to get it complete this time. The DR's on the far side.
It's not lack of ability.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I mean, there's no denying his talent. I mean, 6'3", not good arm strength, elite arm strength, and the athleticism to avoid negative plays. And plays like that right there. When he plays on time and he knows where to go with the football and it's accurate, you kind of go, wow.
Yeah.
It looks like Sunday stuff. But the issue for him has been accuracy, especially in the last 4 games. Not completing 50% of his throws. He's killed drives with the inaccuracy in the short to intermediate range, which has really, really hurt this offense. They need him to be more spot on with those throws.
3rd and 2. After that last completion, instead of giving a Fournette, they go this way, and he throws it short and incomplete.
I think this is one that Brandon Harris threw a little bit too early. He was trying to let Trey Quinn in the slot win on a corner route. You're going to see it rolling to his left. There's no pressure. He's got time. Wait and see the angle that the receiver is going to take. He threw it flat. Trey Quinn was running a high angle, and there was nobody behind that. A better throw, and that play, I think, scores.
First 3 and out for LSU tonight as Jamie Keene is on to punt away. And Batson calls for the fair catch just beyond the 25. Now coming up will be the Coke Zero halftime report. There's breaking news from Clemson that'll impact that game in Miami as to who won't be available for the Tigers, and Baylor. The quarterback issues they've had. No quarterback, no problem. I'd say the running game was up to the task against North Carolina. Wait until you see the numbers Baylor put up today.
Here's a great opportunity for Texas Tech, guys. Minute 26 left with the tempo they play at. It's a lot of time to get on the scoreboard. Remember, they returned first in this game. They could potentially tie this going into halftime and seize all the momentum.
Did you like that call on 3rd and 2 from LSU? That was pretty bad.
Against one of the worst run defenses in the country. Here's the screen to Jakeem Grant. Just lost his footing as he was trying to get that extra stride and gear.
If you at least get a first down, Texas Tech doesn't have another opportunity. You like your chances handing the ball number 7. Now you put the ball back in Texas Tech's hands.
Mahomes. As he was chased down by Deion Jones.
That was
He's had an outstanding season.
It's his speed that makes him so special, and the closing speed. This guy can flat out fly. Great job making a tackle in the open field, keeping Mahomes in bounds, so they have to use a timeout. But they've had great weak side linebacker play. Quan Alexander a year ago. And now you got Debo Jones making plays. He was a Buckus Award finalist, the nation's outstanding linebacker. It's an embarrassment of riches. We talked about the athleticism and the speed of this defense. You're seeing it there.
We also talked about the play calling of Cam Cameron and the challenges that he would face about needing to be patient, needing to understand what is offered up to you. This is what you were referring to, David.
Yeah. What? It's 3rd down and 2. You got 120 left. You're rolling your quarterback, who's not very accurate, to his left, by the way, when you have Leonard Fournette and you're allowing him to pass the football. So, yeah, I'm handing it to that beast and letting him square his shoulders, get a 1st down. And then if I want to up-tempo it a little bit, I'm the last person with the ball in the half. I don't give it back to them.
Cameron knows the opportunities that are going to be there as Texas Tech loads the box. That one didn't hit. 3rd and 5 for Mahomes. Downfield, a flag is down as it's incomplete as he was looking to connect with Ian Sadler.
I wonder if this is roughing the passer. After Mahomes threw this, he took a huge shot.
Holding an eligible receiver. Defense number 2. A 10-yard penalty. An automatic 1st down.
We're going to get the freshman corner, Kevin Tolliver, and it'll be a 1st down for Texas Tech with 50 seconds remaining here in the 1st half.
And watch Lewis Neal at the left end, over here right at the top of the screen. Watch him come right inside. And what does that allow to happen? It allows Mahomes to get outside the pocket and this hold to happen. You have to know your responsibility when you rush the passer, stay in your lanes, and keep the quarterback in the pocket.
There's Mahomes again, running to extend, and an effort made that time incomplete, as it was Batson trying to track down that ball.
Palmer, how about that arm strength?
Yeah, falling
Are
away
you kidding me?
to his right. It's remarkable. The fact that he even got this football close. You see there, yeah, no completion on the sidelines. Tell you what, right now, Texas Tech at some point up front have to communicate. They've got to be handle the stunning and twisting that LSU is doing. Every play now for LSU in their pass rush, guys are looping and bending over each other, and someone's coming free.
2nd and 10, right up the middle they come. Just tried to get rid of it again. That was Jones and Beckwith.
Tayshawn Bauer right now is a guy that he's a backup defensive lineman that's getting a lot of reps because of this tempo. They're playing him at end, they're playing him at tackle. He's been living in the Red Raider backfield. And where Patrick Mahomes has been so good tonight, guys, 3rd downs, especially 3rd and long. He's been able to convert these throwing it, convert them scrambling.
Now they got the linebacker Beckwith, the defensive end at the bottom of the screen. See if he can contain. That's where Mahomes has gone to the wide side of the field and been able to escape the pocket and buy time.
Here's 3rd and 10. Mahomes looking over his options, chased, able to get rid of it, and it's incomplete at midfield as Dante Jackson came in against Jadion High.
Same old story. It's just hit repeat. Look at the pressure by LSU up front.
It's key.
True freshman coming in there. Bauer coming in there.
And then another true freshman, a cornerback, Dante Jackson, making a great break on the ball and slapping it out of the hands of the intended receiver. 2 young true freshmen. There's a bunch of them on this team. They've got talent. Nobody denies that.
So man, with a high arcing punt, it goes all the way into the end zone. So the LSU defense does their job here in the final minute of this 1st half. The latest Dish is brought to you by Dish. Tomorrow's slate of games, it begins with Auburn and Memphis at noon in the Birmingham Bowl. You got Texas A&M and Louisville, and then interesting to see what USC looks like. And the national funding Holiday Bowl is the nightcap of another big day of action on ESPN.
Which is a really nice lead-in to a must-watch New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. Are you kidding me? With that lineup of games. I mean, just epic.
Toss lead for Fournette. And even the kind of plays that look to run out a half of play can be dangerous with that guy. As Fournette is going to put 81 yards up in this first half with the touchdown run. Also had the 44-yard touchdown catch. Very entertaining first half as Texas Tech had the long drives as well. Jakeem Grant was a star for them. Maria.
Well, Coach, we've seen the creativity and mobility of Patrick Mahomes and the quick tempo of the Texas Tech offense. How did your defense handle that challenge?
Well, I think we're in pretty good shape if we stay plastered. I mean, the issue is you see several of his scrambles that we defended very well, and then several that, you know, we came off of the guy and he makes a nice play. He is he's innovative. He dips and dodges and makes nice throws.
You moved your offensive coordinator, Cam Cameron, down to the field. What effect has that had on your offense in the first half?
It's been very positive. I think, you know, I think they're more aggressive. I think the quarterback gets an immediate, you know, positive or negative, and I think it's been very good for us.
All right, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
His quarterback, Brandon Harris, was 8 of 11 for 103 yards and that touchdown to Fournette. 21-13 is our score at the half. Les Miles, LSU Tigers on top. We'll get you just 4 hours north to Arlington, Texas to Adnan Verk and the Coke Zero halftime report.
Thank you very much. But some breaking news, as you mentioned earlier, Joe. Clemson sending 3 players home for a failed drug test. A source confirming to ESPN.com's Mark Schlabach as receiver Deion Kane, kicker Amon Lakip, and tight end J.J. McCullough will not play in the Capital One Orange Bowl against Oklahoma. All 3 are backups, but Kane has been an integral part of the passing game. 582 yards receiving on 34 catches, and especially a very good deep threat. Alongside Mac Brown and Mark May. Mayday, your reaction to the news?
Well, it's an unneeded and unwanted happening for Clemson right now and for Dabo Swinney and this football team. This is something at this point of the season that they did not want to have to happen because you don't want this type of distraction before a big football game. But luckily enough, Artavis Scott just came back from knee surgery. He's back to 100%. Sharon Peake's a backup. He can step up and fill in Deion Kane's spot. I think this is a situation for Clemson. They have to rally the troops. This is something that's unwanted, unneeded. They don't want it at this point. It's an ugly situation for Clemson, but they've got the players that can step up, and it's a next man up situation for the Tigers.
Happened to Oregon this time last year. In fact, they're probably lucky it didn't happen before media day was over, because that would have been the only talk today. You hate to see kids change the direction of their life in a negative way, and these 3 have. In fact, this isn't the first time they've been in trouble. And also, it's a very selfish act. It's a real distraction for this football team, and it affects not only the coaches but all the other players on the team. They got buddies, they got other guys that have been out. So it is an issue, and it's a problem, and something that Clemson didn't need to be dealing with today with their big game coming up with Oklahoma.
To your point, Coach, these are repeat offenders here. Kane and McCullough previously served suspension for violating team rules. Lakip suspended 3 games earlier in May Day for cocaine possession.
Wake up,
this
kids.
is the second time these guys are getting burned here. The
Wake
worst
up.
possible time.
It is the worst possible time, but in this situation, this could be a great point for Clemson to rally the troops, for Dabo to come in and say, look, we're undefeated. We're the only team with a perfect record in America. This is a distraction. Put it behind you. We have to focus on the game. The rest of the guys in this room, this is your football team. You've got to circle, and you've got to rally around each other and protect each other now, because it's us against everyone else, because everybody's looking at us to falter right now. So it's you guys in this room, particularly the seniors and the leaders on this team, to step up and lead this team. Now you've got to do even more. You've got to carry more water for the team. It's an unfortunate situation, but guys, put it behind us. Right. We're here to play a playoff game. We're here to play for a national championship if we win this game. Let's put this behind us. Let's concentrate on the task at hand. Move on.
Well, and what an embarrassment for the 3 kids and the families, and you hope that this will get their attention. And if anything can come out of this positively, like Mark said, it pulls Clemson together as a team, and good teams have a way of doing that. Yep. But also, for these families and these kids, wake up, get it fixed.
Can't hide from this kind of
No,
stuff.
change your life in a positive way and move forward.
No doubt about it. Capital One Orange Bowl, 4 o'clock Eastern on Thursday. Still to come, we'll talk more about the Cotton Bowl, which is just about 45 hours away. Hey, food trucks. Hey, yummy pizza. Mayday Mac, and I'll take some of that. We'll talk about the preparations for Bama at Michigan State. I'm with you.
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
Clementine never feared for her personal safety until Taco Bell introduced $1 Crunchwrap Sliders, 4 delicious flavors for just $1 each. Then Clementine began to worry. Luckily, under her own body was a weird rubber plug.
Good news. You're down with Crestor. All right.
Muscle pain or weakness, feel unusually tired, have loss of appetite, upper belly pain, dark urine, or yellowing of skin or eyes. These could be signs of serious side effects. Ask for the Crestor $3 card. Ask your doctor about Crestor.
Points. Our points. There's got to be a way to redeem our hotel points. I just want to take a vacation. This seems crazy. Oh, really? Tell us something we don't know, Captain Obvious.
Okay, with Hotels.com, when you collect 10 nights, you get 1 free. Oh, so you only need to know how to count to 10 to earn a free night at places like that nudist resort.
Yeah, I don't know how that got there. Because you stayed there, took a selfie, and hung it prominently on the wall. Hotels.com. They won't judge your life choices.
Each of us has a need to create a place in this world. A place we can call our own. A place where we can find the strength and comfort to build our dreams. Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home.
Immerse yourself in the nation's most exciting college football. Explosive offenses, aggressive defenses, where hard-hitting action meets the best fans in the top venues. Classic rivalries with no divisions. In the Big 12 Conference, we determine our champion on the field. 10 teams, 9 games, and every game matters.
Welcome back to the Coke Zero Halftime Report.
These boots are made for walking, but are they made for winning? And can we get them with cleats?
One of these days, these boots are going to walk all over you. That's what I know about. It was media day here in Arlington, Texas, and as you can see, guys were getting loose. Yeah, even Tom Rinaldi was getting a little bit fired up here with the Michigan State players. I mean, that's pretty good stuff here as we continue with Mark May and Mac Brown. The question is this. We just saw Rinaldi dance, and we saw some of the players. I'm wondering, can Mac Brown dance like that too?
No. Yeah, I can dance like Tom.
All right, let's see. Dancing?
No, I danced after a couple of games because I told them, we win this one, I'm going to dance, and if you put it on video, you're off scholarship.
All right, Max, so off scholarship, all right? I hate to do this, team. We're going to have to go ahead and roll the video. We dug this up. This is Mac Brown at his finest, baby. Yeah! Go, Big Daddy. Go! Return of the Mac.
Is that Jay-Z? Is that Justin Timberlake? Is that Drake?
That's Drake.
That's Big Mac. Yeah. That's the Big Mac.
And you know, it's better than I remember.
That's a pretty good move, Coach. I mean, you undersold yourself, man.
That was bad. And now that I'm not coaching, I can't kick them off scholarship. So whoever did it, I'm going to find you. I'm going to find you. I'm going to walk
You're going to get those
Walk
cowboy
up and get
boots
you,
out.
yeah, those
You're gonna
boots
take
are
it out
made
of me
for
and
walking
Mayday, I
and
think.
kicking.
Hey,
That's
that
it
was smooth
for you guys. It was better than what I saw today. So I will
That's a
say
very
that.
good point about that.
I will say that.
Well, it's a
but
couple.
the standard wasn't set very high.
The bar was somewhere around here. A couple
Excuse
days
me.
away here.
Excuse
Now
me.
we focus
I'm sorry,
on.
Sally. I'm sorry, kids. My children.
You'll never recover from this.
No.
How are the coaches focusing right now? What is Nick Saban telling his team? What is Mark D'Antonio telling his team? D'Antonio's saying today, we're not underdogs and we're not going to play that card. What are they doing?
You're having your walkthroughs. You're trying to get mentally ready. So everything that you're doing now, physically, you're ready to go. It's kind of like the big boxer. You're greasing the body. You're resting up. You are getting yourself focused and continue to create that edge. If something doesn't look good in your plan today in your practice or tomorrow in your walkthrough, throw it out. Because by now, you know what you're going to do, and you're trying to get confidence with each other in that room. They're talking in the meeting about, what are you going to do? I got it. What are you going to do? I got it. So they can all feel good and be on the same plan.
It's that last little piece of the painting, the last little nuances that the linemen get together as a group, that the wide receivers get together as a group, that you talk to one another. It's all that verbal communication. So on the field, it's nonverbal communication. So everyone knows which each player is doing at every time. And now the situation, you get off your feet. Stay off of Twitter. Don't worry about your family tickets. You focus on the game, the task at hand.
Speaking of family tickets, can you get a couple for my wife?
No worries. I got some people, man.
Maybe they can hook me
Hey,
up.
if I could dance like Mac, I could get a bunch.
Never going to live that down. All right, Michigan State basketball highlights. This is hopefully not a good omen for the Spartans as they're looking ahead to what's going to happen in their game against Alabama. Spartans taking on Iowa. This is Peter Jock here. First off, the jumper will drop as Iowa at that point was up by 15 points to half, and then more from Jock. A little bit of Jock jams instead from the outside for three as Iowa leads it by 13 under a minute 40 left in this one. An upset brewing there for the Hawkeyes. When we come back, Baylor's running game was absolutely ferocious today. In fact, record-setting. The highlights and analysis. Maybe more Mac dancing when we come back.
This halftime report is presented by Coke Zero. All taste, 0 calories. Try a new game day tradition.
You're driving to the game. Traffic's in a classic I formation. You pass these guys on the left and think you're in the clear, right? Wrong. Blindsided by an SUV. Your new car is totaled. And your insurance only wants to cover 3/4 of the cost. 3/4? What am I supposed to do with that kind of coverage?
With Liberty Mutual New Car Replacement, we'll give you the full value of your car, plus depreciation. See car insurance in a whole new light. Liberty Mutual Insurance.
2 people can eat all this food for $9.99.
And it's all my favorites.
Yeah.
2 conies or 2 burgers and 2 tots and 2 drinks.
Yeah.
It's like I'm seeing double.
Totally. Speaking of double, look. Maybe they want to hang out.
Yeah, I'll talk to him.
Just be cool,
I'll
man.
be cool.
No, you're
I
not
know
gonna
how to be cool.
You're gonna be.
You guys want to hang out sometime?
Oh, man.
I think I nailed it.
See and eat double. 2 can eat for $9.99 all month long. And stop by for buy one, get one free wings on Monday nights. This is how you Sonic.
Oh, cool. I can check my credit score on Credit Karma.
Checking your credit score is for chumps. I have great credit.
How do you know?
Duh.
You know those change, right?
Tattoos don't change.
Try Credit Karma. It's free, and you can see what your score is right now. Aren't you a little bit curious?
I just got my free credit score.
Credit Karma. Really free credit scores. Really free.
I've got to update my ink.
I wasn't the first one to go to college, but it's been a tradition in my family, so I really had to strive to get there. My high school coach always said keeping up the grades was the most important thing. They knew to be a student athlete, I had to put student first. Then sports came, and that actually gave me a pathway. Some people don't even get the chance to go to college, so getting that full ride really helped my family out. I'm Taji Gocher, and I am a champion for life.
As we continue alongside Mark May and Mac Brown, I'm Adnan Burke. Johnny Jefferson, number 17, Baylor, facing number 10, North Carolina, the Russell Athletic Bowl. It was all Jefferson, 11-yard touchdown hero. Baylor was up 21-10, and then more from Jefferson, Mayday.
Wow, could somebody tell the Tar Heel defense that tackling is not an option? Johnny Jefferson just ran up and down the field on them all day, Coach.
Yeah, it was unbelievable what Baylor did. Give Art Browse credit. You've got to create an edge into the ball game. Baylor lost their last 2. This was really important to them. Carolina won a bunch of games this year, more than they've won in a long time. and it probably wasn't quite as important to them. They didn't look as sharp tonight.
And Fedora's got that big contract to look forward to. But the big number here is Baylor putting up 645 rushing yards, the most for a bowl game in FBS history. The Bears also punched in 7 rushing touchdowns. Jefferson himself, 297 yards rushing. That's having a day.
With your third-team quarterback.
Seriously.
Maybe. Or fourth.
Speaking of next man up, they kept showing Seth Russell there on the sidelines. Also, the Armed Forces Bowl is Cal. Speaking of having a day against Air Force, Jared Goff, Mark, was unbelievable.
He was hot all day long. Precision passes, extremely accurate, had the long ball going. He was absolutely perfect today. 6 touchdown passes on the day, didn't throw an interception.
Pac-12 single-season record for touchdowns. Everyone can't wait to see this guy in the NFL now, Coach.
Yeah, this guy's really special, and he's on all the top #1 list for quarterbacks in the NFL. Obviously, a lot of people are projecting him as leaving early.
So breaking Mariota's record, 55-36, 6 touchdowns for Goff. He was great. If you're a fan of college football, you could have seen it right here. If it's on ESPN, it is on the ESPN app. You can stream it live on your iPad or iPhone. A fantastic way to follow what has been so far a tremendous bowl season. As for the game that you are currently watching, Leonard Fournette coming in, needing 259 yards rushing to get 2,000 in the season. Still needs about 181 to get there, but that catch and run for the touchdown as LSU has an 8-point lead at the half.
Give your gathering something to gather around. Try catering at Chick-fil-A.
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Lunch?
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
There is no great achievement that was ever produced by an attempt to be average, and we seek to be excellent. We do it through education, through competition, and through opportunity. We cannot fully lead unless we successfully educate. Educating scholars, supporting champions will provide us the platform from which we can develop leaders, literally to influence the world.
This halftime report is presented by Coke Zero. All taste, 0 calories. You don't know zero till you've tried it. Capital One Bowl Mania season is in full swing. Touchdown! And things are about to heat up in South Beach with the Capital One Beach Bash. I'm going back to my roots. Featuring performances by Imagine Dragons and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. That will have South Beach rockin'. The Capital One Beach Bash with Imagine Dragons and Macklemore and Ryan Lewis. Streaming live December 30th at 7 p.m. on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app.
That'll be awesome. Love Macklemore. Danny Cannell told me as he left for the day, watch out, I'm going to make a huge run here. That Baylor victory helped him out. He's making a little hay here on Joey Galloway. He's got some more room to make up. Second half action's coming up.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
At Farmers, we've seen almost everything, so we know how to cover almost anything, even a stag pool party. And we covered it, October 27th, 2014. Talk to farmers. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
There's a place that's known for its beauty and its unique culture, where students come first and life-changing research happens every day, where nationally ranked programs prepare graduates for high-demand jobs, where tradition runs deep, and success is measured not in numbers, but in people, where the past is honored and the future embraced. It's a place you fall in love with and never forget. Forever, LSU.
Hey there, Tiny. What beer we drinking?
I don't know, boss. What about that Red's Apple Ale?
You're a genius, Tiny. This applesauce is the bee's knees.
The cat's pajamas.
It's you right in the kisser.
Red's Apple Ale, also in strawberry and green apple.
I think I'm in heaven.
We asked real people what they thought of Chevy and their year-end deals.
I'm buying this.
The back is hot.
Oh, my God.
That seals the deal.
You can have like 1,000 gadgets.
Can I drive it out of here?
I do know a good deal.
It really can't get any better than that.
Wrap up the deals and wrap up the year in a new Chevy. Find your holiday bonus tag and get $3,500 total cash allowance on select Chevy Malibu Limited vehicles in stock.
See your Super Chevy dealers.
Squire, what beer may I fetch you, my lord?
I'll have a Red's Apple Ale. And perhaps a wrench? No. A wrench. A wrench.
Red's Apple Ale, also in strawberry and green apple.
Welcome back to Capital One Bowl Mania.
Glad you're with us for the Advocare V100 Texas Bowl, part of Capital One Bowl Mania. From here in Houston, Joe Tessitore, Jesse Palmer, David Pollack, Maria Taylor with you as Leonard Fournette and LSU have a 21-13 lead over Texas Tech as we look at Royal Purple focus on performance.
And it started off with Leonard Fournette running the football, 8-man, 9-man box. It really didn't matter. You see this 40-yard run, breaking tackles. And then he also showed you the hands out of the backfield. Great play call by Cam Cameron. Little screen play. Get him out in the open field. And it's nothing but tail lights.
And meanwhile, for Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback's been showcasing his skills. He's been accurate in small windows, throwing the ball. He's been able to make some plays running. And it's basically been 6 on 11 in the first half because his 5 offensive linemen are not helping him out. He is gritting it out. He is toughing it out. He's taking some big shots, but he keeps competing. And because of that, he's kept Texas Tech in this football game.
You've heard the respect Les Miles had for him after going up against Mahomes for a half of football, and you start to understand the numbers and the total offense that he put together this year. Jakeem Grant's a big part of the success as well. The 5'6" senior with a couple of touchdown receptions. Let's check in with Maria.
Well, Tess, Cliff Kingsbury believes that the difference between his quarterback, Patrick Mahomes, completing 6 straight passes and then the offense struggling to build a rhythm is ultimately the tempo. They feel as though they weren't able to go as fast as they wanted to consistently throughout the first half, and that'll be something that they're looking forward to doing here in the second. And he also said that he's been pleased with his quarterback's ball security, and they will ride out his mobility and creativity as long as they have to stay in this game.
Yeah, Maria, to that point, I thought that's when they were at their best, when they had the spurts of tempo and pace in the midst of some of those long scoring drives, and their defense now has to deal with Leonard Fournette again. Play action to open up the second half. Brandon Harris downfield overthrows Malachi Dupree. First half stats are brought to you by Interstate Batteries. And among the first half stats of note, as you see, the average yards to go on third down, 12.5 yards to go on average on third down for the Red Raiders.
I think for LSU offensively, they got to get back to running the football. We talked about Cam Cameron having to be patient with his play calling. Even if the Red Raiders have 9 guys near the line of scrimmage, hand the football off to Leonard Fournette.
You have a cannon, shoot it.
That's your best shot at winning this game.
2nd and 10. Darrell Williams following Fournette. He was taken down at the 29-yard line. David Gibbs was quite honest, the defensive coordinator for Texas Tech, saying, listen, you're going to make fun of watching us trying to go after this run game, stripping the ball. We're undersized. We're overmatched. We don't have anyone who can tackle. A few of those guys came up and played above that in that first half.
He had the 40-yard run really to start the game. Besides that, Fournette only had 40 yards the rest of the half, so they did a pretty good job.
And now an opportunity to get the LSU offense off the field right away here in the second half. 3rd and 6. Harris to pass. Lofts it downfield and has it incomplete. It was in the hands of Dupree for a moment, but he couldn't continue with the process of the catch to secure it.
Tevin Madison in the slot. That's where he lives in nickel situations, mano-a-mano coverage. This is caught originally by Dupree. Boom. And then just playing through the hands.
Awesome.
A great job on defense by Tevin Madison coming up with a play. And defensive coordinator David Gibbs loves it.
And again, it's the 1st down and 10, incomplete pass. And then you put yourself in a situation where it's 2nd and 4. So I know you want to be aggressive and you want to throw the football, but then you put yourself in situations where Brandon Harris has not won all year long.
Fair catch near the 25-yard line. So well done by Texas Tech defense, and Patrick Mahomes will head right back out there.
So we're expecting to see faster tempo from Texas Tech offensively. They're going to try to wear LSU down. You got to remember, LSU doesn't substitute a lot of guys, especially in their front 7. They never take their linebackers, Beckwith and Debo Jones, off the field. They don't substitute a lot of D linemen either. If Texas Tech could get the plate count up here in the second half, that might tire out LSU and give them an opportunity for more explosive plays.
Empty set to open up the second half for Mahomes. Grant's in the slot to the top of your screen, looking back at Mahomes there. And an inside route is incomplete as he was searching for Tony Brown, and there is no flag with the coverage from Tre'Davious White.
It's a tough deal throwing outside against LSU secondary with Tre'Davious White, Kevin Tolliver, Dante Jackson, big, long, fast players with a lot of range. And again, the Red Raider best outside receiver, Devin Lauderdale, not playing because of a suspension. I think you still have to continue attacking inside if you're Mahomes.
Lauderdale was their 2nd leading receiver at 639 yards on the year. They run speed option. Here's the pitch. DeAndre Washington, as he is taken down about a yard short of the line to make to the 35-yard line as Arden Key made the tackle. Wow.
Did you see that play by Arden Key? You want to know why we call him a freak show, a creature? Look at this. Watch him come in. His job is to take the quarterback, but watch him run this play down. That's not human. I mean, that's unbelievable. That's why he shows you he's going to be great. That athletic ability as a true freshman, 6'6", 230, can run like that.
Remember, we told you what the average 3rd down conversion was, 12.5 yards. Now a 3rd and 1. Reverse pitch, beautifully designed play for Washington as they show option to the right and pitch back to the left.
And you use Grant as the decoy, and it froze the defense for just a second. You're going to see him here faking the jet sweep.
Everybody goes
that
way.
Going to the right side, and Arden Key, as athletic as he is, just because he had to freeze a split second, couldn't make the play. Nice play call.
First down now. Mahomes trying to set up the screen, and Washington was tied up that time.
How's that not a hold?
As Gottschall was all over him.
He was hugging him. That's usually a hold. If you see that one, Gottschall knew it was a screen.
They need to get some yards back right here to keep 3rd downs manageable. We talked about in the first half, the average 3rd down to go was 3rd and 12. Can't keep living in that here in the second half. Got to get some of it back.
Anybody else bum puzzled about why that wasn't called?
2nd and 10. Mahomes. And that is complete. Out to the 46. It'll be third down and about 3 from there.
I like the idea of moving the pocket and changing the launch point and getting Patrick Mahomes away from the pass rush. You can't let these guys continually pin their ears back 7 yards behind the center.
Another third and short.
Third down and 3 with Justin Stockton in the backfield with Mahomes.
Mahomes running the ball in these situations is where they work best, and it's really hard to stop, whether it be the option or...
Mahomes thought about running up the middle, loses the ball that time, and an offensive lineman secures it. That's Emeka Okafor, the right tackle, and he's all the way back at the 36-yard line.
And Mahomes is an excellent runner, but one problem he has, and when you watch the film, bad ball security. He lets the football hang down, carries it like a loaf of bread. Kendall Beckwith and that defense that time corralled. That was something this coaching staff was very aware of. They were coaching their guys up on defense to try and strip the football when Mahomes is scrambling.
Tre'Davious White back as Samanka's averaging over 48 yards a punt tonight. And White from the 15. LSU offense couldn't get much going. Maybe that guy will help the cause.
We don't give up. We don't quit. We keep going. Day in, day out. We fight on. Why? Because we are champions. Be a champion.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing, best V8 horsepower, and has this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year?
Ram. Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh.
Here's the answer. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
Chevy. Or trade up to this Silverado All-Star and get a total value of $10,000 when you finance through select lenders. Plus, find your tag and get $2,500 bonus cash on select Silverado models in stock. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
At Ally Bank, no branches equals great rates. It's a fact. Kind of like playing the boss equals the boss wins.
Wow! Great beer is a battle between hops and malt. Too much hops, too bitter. Too much malt, too sweet. The only way to win is by achieving balance. Sam Adams Boston Lager. Hops and malt in perfect harmony. No more, love more.
The world has awakened to the motion picture event of a generation. I'll show them the dark side. Star Wars: The Force Awakens, rated PG-13.
At Domino's, we're known for delivery, but we want to be great at carry-out, too. That's why we're offering a deal that will get a lot of people in the door and help us become carry-out experts. Put your store to the test and carry out large 3-topping pizzas for only $7.99 each every Monday through Thursday.
This New Year's Eve is bigger than ever. Kick off the day with the College Football Playoff Semifinals on ESPN. And join Ryan Seacrest on ABC for one epic party.
I love it!
Let's get it started. New Year's Rockin' Eve live on ABC.
We've had some inaccuracy in the passing game from LSU early. This is a crucial 3rd and 2. Ball underthrown on a corner route in the first play of the second half. You overthrow Malachi Dupree, but David, the real question, play selection and play calling, and again, being patient and having to stick to the run game, even though you have these great looks outside.
I understand there's 92 guys in the box. You're getting man coverage, and your athletes are better on the outside. It's just delivering it for Harris has been a problem.
They're going to pass again. Play action. Harris downfield looking for Dupree. And he threw it just to the side of him as he was covered by Nigel Bethel.
I think the biggest issue this football program has had in years now has been developing quarterbacks. I think Nigel Bethel here, he's giving up a lot of size to Malachi Dupree. Nice job competing. But guys, since the 2007 season when they won a national championship with Matt Flynn, for 8 years, They haven't been able to develop that position consistently.
Here's that inside toss lead, but Demetrius Alston comes up with the tackle. And you look at the recent run of LSU quarterbacks, and to your point, Jesse.
Yeah, I mean, with the exception of Zach Mettenberger a few years ago, when good defenses take the run away from LSU, they haven't had the efficient play at quarterback to win games. And I think what's frustrating for LSU fans, you look at programs like Alabama, Ohio State, USC, Baylor, one quarterback after another, guys graduate, go to the NFL. They always have a high level of play at that position. LSU has to be able to start doing that if they're going to win championships.
3rd down and 10. Harris winds up, and that ball is intercepted. Dakota Allen with the pickoff. David Gibbs is loving it. This defense that has been downright bad all year is coming up big.
I think this is one of those 50-50 balls, and who wants it more? You're trying to hit Colin Jeter, tight end working over the middle on a basic in route. Puts it out in front. There's just a defender,
That's a heck of a play.
Yeah, beating the receiver to the point. And this is something Texas Tech's defense, while they've struggled against the run, they've been very good at taking the ball away. That's their 25th takeaway on the year, stealing possessions. In a game like this, with the offense you have, that is huge. Phenomenal play by Dakota Allen.
And only LSU's 10th giveaway of the season. Great field position, change of possession, flea flicker. Mahomes burns it into the ground at about the 13-yard line as Deion Jones was getting involved, coming after him.
And LSU brought a blitz, so they were playing man coverage, so everybody was looking at their guy. They weren't peeking in the backfield and trying to go for the flea flicker and try to make a big play. But you're right, stealing possessions on this defense. They haven't been great at all. They've been struggling for Texas Tech all season, but giving the ball back to number 5 as many times as possible so he can make plays.
Mahomes now with time and just settling in underneath, incomplete that time. It was Reginald Davis who couldn't secure it with Kevin Tolliver batting it away.
Drops have been a problem for Texas Tech. We saw Jakeem Grant have 2 early. They dropped the 2-point conversion earlier. Now a drop by Reginald Davis. We talked about the windows. They're going to be small. A lot of throws are going to get contested. But the level of execution, pitching and catching, has got to go up.
Mahomes is just one of his last 8 here, now facing a 3rd and 10. Could get a free play here, and he does. Gonna take a shot to the end zone. It's a touchdown to Reginald Davis. Oh, my!
And that is just phenomenal football IQ by Patrick Mahomes. He knows he has an offside. He knows he has a free play. In the back of your mind, on that play, where's my deep route? Who's running downfield that I can throw it up? Puts a lot of air under it. Tolliver at cornerback lost where the football was. And that time, Reginald Davis atones for the drop. Great catch for the score.
And Hatfield closes it to 1. Remember, they went for 2 earlier tonight. A couple extra points since then. Dakota Allen started things off. Brandon Harris threw the interception. And the redshirt freshman came up with it. And then a smart play from Mahomes. As Reginald Davis over Kevin Tolliver score it, Red Raiders.
I think I'm in heaven.
We asked real people what they thought of Chevy and their year-end deals.
I'm buying this.
The back is hot.
Oh my God.
That seals the deal.
You can have like 1,000 gadgets.
It really can't get any better than that.
Wrap up the deals and wrap up the year in a new Chevy.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Cruise Limited for around $202 a month and get $1,000 lease cash on select Cruise vehicles in stock.
Now you're gonna make me go buy a Chevy.
Just for Men sent 3 guys to a top barber shop to see if the barbers could tell who's been using Just for Men.
Yeah?
Actually, it's me.
Really? I couldn't even tell. It looks so natural.
Just for Men Auto Stop makes it easy to get rid of gray. Just comb it in, it can't go too dark.
Crazy, right?
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Great looking hair made easy. Just for Men Auto Stop.
Imagine an app with over 175 live channels to watch. One with over 5,000 TV shows and movies on demand. Now imagine an app that also lets you download titles to take on the go wherever you go. And it's free. Know what it's called? The Spectrum TV app. Now envision it right in the palm of your hand. New episode.
Used car buyers, you can't miss this. The year-end used car elimination is at all 3 Eddie Terrell's North Park locations. Hundreds of vehicles must be sold. Shop a huge selection of the hottest selling used cars, trucks, and crossovers. Find some vehicles priced at $59.95. Plus, all used vehicles at all 3 locations come with Eddie Terrell's 5-day love it or leave it guarantee. This is the can't miss used car event to close out 2015. Hurry in and you could save thousands of dollars at all 3 Eddie Terrell North Park locations. Buy smart. Buy North Park.
The 2015 AdvoCare V100 Texas Bowl, brought to you by Gildan, every thread counts, and Chevrolet, find new roads.
Been a good scene all week long here in Houston, as these two fan bases have packed downtown in the NRG Stadium with what's been a very entertaining game as LSU lead cut to 1. Number 2 scoring offense in the country is Texas Tech. Not on their normal pace, but playing gritty and focused with Patrick Mahomes moments ago with the touchdown throw to Reginald Davis. Hatfield kicking away and big boot through the end zone.
And this is just a great job. Look at Patrick Mahomes understanding the offense. Watch him. He sees the guy jump off sides. Sees the watch the flick of the wrist, too. He just flicks it. Look how much air he puts underneath it so his receiver can make a play. I thought he pushed off at first, but I don't think he did, actually. Just a great play. When we talk about the football IQ of Patrick Mahomes and then flex at the end, you always get at least one arm by him.
We haven't really seen the double bicep flex
Not yet. We're going to see that later in the game. Hey, but we talked about it coming in this game. He leads the FBS in yards per game. Yep. People don't realize how good Patrick Mahomes has been all season long.
How about this front of Texas Tech? They give up 271 rushing yards per game, 125th ranked run defense in the country, and they are getting stops against Leonard Fournette, Dakota Allen, and Malik Jenkins there.
They're playing with a chip on their shoulder, guys. You know they felt disrespected. Nobody gave them a shot to win this game. Playing an SEC opponent that should have won 9 games. Leonard Fournette, you got a bad run defense. It's very similar to the situation they were in 2 years ago when they played a ranked Arizona State team in the Holiday Bowl. No one gave them a shot. Very inspired football. This is fun to watch.
2nd and 10. Fournette bottled up again. There's Rico Levy with the tackle. Maria.
Well, you see the defense playing with a chip on their shoulder. They're also playing without their defensive line coach, their outside linebackers coach, and defensive backs coach. They were all let go at the end of the regular season. They've got 2 quality control coaching staff members now coaching on the sidelines and adding a lot of spunk and juice to this defense.
LSU is 0 for their last 5 third down conversions. 3rd and 8 here.
It's going to be man-to-man. Brandon Harris has to be accurate. A one-on-one throw.
There's Harris on 3rd down. Gets it complete for a 1st down and more. John Diarse with a quick burst past midfield.
It's a great job keeping the ball low and putting it away from where the defender was. John Diarse working outside, one-on-one. Pre-snap, he had a good idea of where to go with it, and there's the accurate delivery against Justin Nelson at cornerback, which leads to the explosive play.
That is Keenan Ward, who needed some attention to get up at the end of that. starting strong safety.
Now, we talked about play calling on offense. What about your defense being in a 3rd and long situation, playing bump and run man-to-man with a bunch of guys in the box in an obvious passing situation? You don't see that very often.
No, but you've been winning outside. That's the good thing for Texas Tech. Even with the speed on the perimeter, you're playing man coverage on early downs and 3rd downs and winning.
Leonard Fournette is in the I formation. His last 10 rushes have only accounted for 23 yards. His first 7 went for 60 yards and a touchdown tonight. Here goes Fournette. And there goes Fournette right into the end zone. You can knock on the door, knock enough, and then he crashes right through. 43-yard touchdown run by big number 7.
It only takes one guy to get out of position. Number 10 on the left side of your screen right here comes outside the fullback. His job is to come inside the fullback and spill the ball to his nickel back outside. He doesn't do that because he goes outside. Leonard Fournette finds that crease. Nobody's there to stop him.
That's an LSU single season record, his 20th rushing touchdown this year. He's got 126 and now 3 total touchdowns on the night for the Tigers.
You won't find them on a field or a court.
You won't see them in the big game.
Here's a shout out
to all champions fighting for what matters most.
Pushing,
fighting,
hoping, and never
giving up.
Are you a champion?
Are you a champion?
Advocate.
We build champions.
You know, Viagra helps guys with erectile dysfunction get and keep an erection. Talk to your doctor about Viagra.
Ask your doctor if your heart is healthy enough for sex. Do not take Viagra if you take nitrates for chest pain or Adempas for pulmonary hypertension. Your blood pressure could drop to an unsafe level. To avoid long-term injury, seek immediate medical help for an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Stop taking Viagra and call your doctor right away if you experience a sudden decrease or loss in vision or hearing.
Ask your doctor about Viagra.
We live in a world of mobile technology, but it is not the device that is mobile. It is you.
Real Madrid have about 450 million fans. We're trying to give them all the feeling of being at the stadium. The Microsoft Cloud gives us the scalability to communicate exactly the content that people want to see. Will help people connect to their passion of living Real Madrid.
Which truck brand do you think offers best-in-class HD towing, best V8 horsepower, and has this year's Motor Trend Truck of the Year?
Ram.
Chevy.
What do you think?
A Ford.
Oh.
Here's the answer. That's the Chevy Silverado HD, the Chevy Silverado, and the Chevy Colorado.
Chevy.
Or trade up to this Silverado All-Star and get a total value of $10,000 when you finance through select lenders. Plus, find your tag and get $2,500 bonus cash on select Silverado models in stock. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
Are you kidding me? An unbelievable finish. So here's where Purple 7 stands right now on the all-time rush leader single season list in SEC history. Some of the greats of all time. But keep in mind, only 11 regular season games for LSU this year when you look at that yardage total, because they had the September 5th game against McNeese State canceled due to weather.
So Derrick Henry played 2 more games than he did over the course of the quote-unquote regular season. Pretty phenomenal.
Here comes the average yards per game, the national leader.
Decided to kick it deep. Throwback.
Oh. We were looking that way with Jakeem Grant, and then he quickly steps outside.
It's dangerous.
Well, New Year's Eve on ESPN, it is the college football playoff, the national semifinals, the game everybody's been waiting for all year long. It gets started at 4 Eastern. Capital One Orange Bowl, Oklahoma and Clemson, and then Michigan State, Alabama, and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl. Both games on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app. And there was news tonight concerning Clemson, as 3 players have been sent home and will not be available to them tomorrow. Deion Kane, the freshman receiver, as well as their kickoff specialist, and the kicker who does their extra points. Here's Mahomes, fakes the screen, wanted to go downfield. Flag comes down as he extends it with DeAndre Washington, who makes his way past the 40-yard line. We will check on the flag.
I think they may have had defensive holding on safety Ricky Jefferson. They tried to fake a screen and take a shot. I think Jefferson may have been getting beat, and he grabbed onto the jersey of the receiver.
Holding. Defense, number 18. Our penalty is declined. Result of the play is a first down.
I think Cliff's mad over there. He just wants to play faster. He's like, forget about it. Let's go. Let's get the tempo going. We got the completion. Got the first down. Let's go.
Timeout used by LSU. Our rules expert Bill Lamagna is with us in the booth tonight. Bill, what'd you see here?
Well, they had an excellent call for holding on the outside here. The wide receiver was held. That play ended up being a running play. So that penalty should have been tacked on to the end of the run, which would have given them an extra 10 yards on the play. Had it been a passing play, they would have declined it and taken it. Then it would have been a previous spot foul. But because of the running play, it's a tack on.
And you can't challenge that, though, obviously.
No, it's not a challenge. They could question it to the officials to try and get it corrected.
Incomplete pass as he was looking to find Tony Brown on the screen.
I thought he was going with that play we saw in bowl season in the FCS level when they skipped the pass behind the line of scrimmage to him. Was a double pass. Did y'all see that?
With Cliff Kingsbury calling plays, I wouldn't doubt if that play might be in their playbook. I mean, trick plays, fake screens and goes, smokes, formations. They've got everything at their disposal. And because it's bowl season, who knows?
2nd and 10. A good hit that time by Dante Jackson. Another fine-looking freshman for LSU.
He was given scholarship offers by USC, Oregon, Notre Dame, and Florida State because of his athleticism. Played receiver and cornerback in high school. Played a little bit of receiver earlier this year. The guy, he's got a lot of years ahead of him at LSU. He's going to have a very good career.
Matched up with Tony Brown here on 3rd and 5. Mahomes being chased yet again and survives it. Directing traffic, cross the field and gets it complete. Can you believe that? A little bit of magic to DeAndre Washington.
You want to be careful when you make the comparison, but that play was Johnny Manziel-esque. Just Houdini. How does he get away from Tre'Davious White and Arden Key? How does he keep himself away from Beckwith and throw across his body and find an open receiver? It's just remarkable.
How did they get away with an offensive lineman that looked like they were like 7 yards down the field, too? That was a heck of a play to break tackles, but offensive linemen can't release down the field.
Jamal Adams is down at the end of that play, and you heard the cascade of boos from Texas Tech fans as, you know, they want to play with pace.
Left side of the screen.
He's coming out onto the field, and what is that?
Yeah, the fans may have had a reason.
No, he tripped. Never seen that before? Somebody trips.
But obviously, you know, Cliff Kingsbury telling Maria Taylor right before the half they were going to go at a faster tempo and try to take advantage and see if they can wear LSU down. Remember, they don't substitute a lot.
Maria, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Jamal Adams did have to go back into the locker room and get an IV because he was cramping earlier, and he's going back into the locker room yet again. I'll get you an update as soon as I can.
Appreciate that, and obviously you can understand the fans' reaction and our reaction here of seeing what was happening. But there's the report. Here's the pop pass right over the middle. As quickly he's able to get it to Brad Pearson.
You see the tempo now, getting back up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Quick substitution at receiver. The umpire there standing over the ball, giving the defense an opportunity to sub and match. Nice job officiating.
So a first down for Texas Tech. Back and forth they have gone here. And Mahomes has been fun to watch, and this time he is ridden down by Bauer. What a season for Patrick Mahomes, 13th quarterback in NCAA history to exceed 5,000 total yards now.
And he's showing you everything tonight, too. Showing you the deep ball, showing you the intermediate stuff, buying time, running the speed option. There's nothing he can't do on a football field. He's impressive.
2nd and 9. Intercepted at the goal line that time by Ricky Jefferson. Tre'Davious White defended the pass. Jefferson got the interception.
It's hard to throw outside, again, especially against Tre'Davious. Well, we talked about being long, having long arms. Here's a back shoulder throw. Nice job in man-to-man coverage, sticking with the receiver, true freshman Tony Brown. And a lucky bounce, the deflection off the shoulder pad.
Call that what it is. It's just a bad break.
Right to Ricky Jefferson.
I mean, you want to throw man coverage, you want to throw a back shoulder fade. It was a great play by White. He's happy about it, you can tell, but that bounce was just fortuitous.
Yeah. It's like fumbles.
Yeah.
You never know where they're going to bounce, but I'll tell you what, that was a takeaway LSU's defense needed desperately deep in their own end.
Red zone turnover. And Harris looking to pass again. And he's got a wide open man, but incomplete as Colin Jeter dropped it. Flag is down at the 36.
I think it's going to be offensive pass interference. I mean, he basically pushed off. There's a reason he was so wide open. I think it was Jashawn Johnson, number 7. Safety who he pushed off on.
Pass interference. Offense, number 81. A 15-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
But again, another play-action pass on first down that goes awry for LSU, and they're putting themselves into a massive hole. I understand the frustration for Cam Cameron and passing pundits out there. I mean, the looks to throw tonight are phenomenal. There's one-on-one matchups everywhere. They're good matchups, but
7 looks phenomenal too with a buck 26.
Yeah, he does, and that's why you got to keep handing it to him.
They're backed up to a 1st and 21. Harris will launch it again. And did he catch that? What an effort by Dupree, as that is a catch out at midfield. Malachi Dupree, 39-yard reception.
And this is all Malachi Dupree. He's on the outside. Watch him come inside and look at that catch with his hands. Bobbled it twice. Still had his hand underneath it. That was a heck of a play, using all 6'3" of that height on the outside.
Passing on first down again. Inside screen cannot connect.
That actually worked out to the benefit, dropping that one. Seeing somebody coming to, Malachi saw somebody coming and ducked. It would have been a 5-yard loss. It's interesting how much tempo LSU's used. Their defense obviously playing more plays at a faster pace. You think you want to rest them a little bit, but they're kind of wanting to get a little tempo themselves.
Play action. Plenty of time for Harris. Downfield. And right into the hands of Trey Quinn.
Trey Quinn with phenomenal quickness off the line of scrimmage and speed. Ran right by Tevin Madison. He ran right by Deshaun Johnson.
That's a perfect throw.
Yep.
Give him some credit. We've been on him because he's struggled, but he dropped that right in the basket. Listen, that's why Cam Cameron's wanted to throw the football, because you talked about, Jesse, the good looks, but that was a perfect throw by the young quarterback. Now it's probably time to hand it to number 7 and let him do work.
Fournette already has 3 total touchdowns tonight. How do you feel about 4? Leonard Fournette. David Gibbs doesn't feel too good about it. LSU fans are rocking here in Houston as Fournette has his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night, 4th overall.
You know, a year ago, they took Leonard Fournette off the field in goal line situations in favor of other backs. This is another area that he's just gotten better at. Setting blocks up, being more patient, not charging 1,000 miles an hour, just letting it all develop. It's an impressive short yardage situation run.
So a 35-20 lead for LSU. Of course, we're all anticipating college football playoff games come New Year's Eve. And you know, in listening to everybody analyze these games, you hear the common refrains and the common names. The Heisman Trophy winner, of course, and Derrick Henry and Connor Cook and Deshaun Watson. But when we analyze games, we dig a little deep, right? We talk about X factors, the stuff out there on the perimeter. You may not be talking with the headlines of what could impact the game. What is your X factor when it comes to the Cotton Bowl?
For me, it's Michigan State's defense, and it's not giving up explosive plays. When I've watched Alabama on offense this year, I don't think they're explosive. I don't think they matriculate the ball up and down the field running and passing with balance. I think they rely on a long run by Derrick Henry. They rely on a long post down the field to Calvin Ridley, and that's what sets them up to score points. Michigan State in their last 4 games, as they've gotten healthier, has done a phenomenal job of limiting those opportunities. I think it's a huge key for me in the Cotton Bowl.
And you say healthier. When they went to Nebraska, they played four freshmen in the secondary. They were exceptionally young. Their defensive line is good enough, I think, to give Derrick Henry some problems. So it's going to have to be the passing game from Jacob Coker. And I think everybody points to him as probably, if you're going to point to one quarterback in the mix in the Final Four, he has the most to prove. So can he go out and win a game? Because Michigan State's defensive line it's excellent.
Here's Jakeem Grant, who's been excellent himself this year for Texas Tech. Took a big hit at the end of a good return out to the 32.
Why do you kick it to him?
They had all those pooch kicks earlier in the game, and that's exactly the reason why.
I wouldn't let him touch it if I could help it.
You just kind of sacrifice giving up field position and allowing Texas Tech to start on the 30-yard line every time. I agree. Remember, he took a kickback against Minnesota in this exact bowl game a few years ago. This guy is deadly.
He's done it all. He's caught one, he's thrown one, he's ran for one, he's returned one in the kicking game, and he's pretty good.
And his 4 career kickoff return touchdowns. Dangerous weapon, of course, as a slot receiver as well. So now trailing by 15 as Washington can't find anything at all as Kendall Beckwith tracked him down.
You know, it's impressive. LSU's really made Texas Tech one-dimensional. They've shut the run game down. And I think that the biggest area that Texas Tech improved from Cliff Kingsbury's first year is the running game this season. They've been balanced. They've been running at 44% of the time. Big reason why is number 21, DeAndre Washington. And a big reason why is the running of Patrick Mahomes. But tonight, no can do.
Mahomes is taken down by Beckwith for a sack.
Their right tackle, Emeka Okafor, is struggling tonight. And when they put him on an island, and in this offense, linemen don't get a lot of help from running backs and from tight ends, chip blocking. When there have been one-on-one opportunities, Kendall Beckwith, who remember used to be a defensive end, and is now playing middle linebacker, he shows you tools of the trade.
5th sack by LSU. And that puts Texas Tech in a 3rd and 16. And for the 6th time tonight, Mahomes goes down. It was Bauer and Beckwith combining.
Again, coming off the right side.
It's coming off every angle. Mahomes has scrambled and bought time all night, but Beckwith, you see him coming from the outside. Bowers, look at that power on the inside. You see that? I mean, just throws the guard out of the way and says, come here.
Mahomes, he's taking some shots.
He's played great under pressure, though.
Sure has. I mean, listen, it's natural for quarterbacks to get hit as often as he does, for their vision to come down, to start getting freaked out, but I'm impressed just with his toughness.
So Mack drives White back to the 22 as he returns it to the 36. Wednesday on ESPN, Capital One Bowl Mania continues. Birmingham Bowl between Auburn and Memphis at noon Eastern. Remember what Memphis did to another SEC team this year. Then at 3:30, NC State, Mississippi State in the Belk Bowl.
I think moving forward for Texas A&M, if they're going to stay in this, or sorry, Texas Tech, if they're going to stay in this game, they can't give up any more explosive plays on defense. Whether it's been a long reverse, a screen pass to Leonard Fournette, that last post we just saw to Trey Quinn.
The long touchdown run.
Yeah, you got to make them earn it. That's what they did so well, I think, against Arkansas earlier in the year, a team that could run the ball. They gave up rushing yards, but they never gave up the long one, and as a result, only gave up 24 points. They've got to put a stop to these big plays.
Double reverse, Shark. And he gets free. Remember what he did in the first half when he went for 79 yards on an end around.
Missed tackles. The one thing that worries me about Texas Tech, too, their defense wears down over the course of games because they don't substitute a lot. So guys play a lot of snaps, and over the course of a year, you're playing in the Big 12. Every offense goes up tempo. And then your own offense is so explosive, they score so quickly that they just get tired as games go on, and you see throughout the course of games, they start giving up bigger and bigger plays. The tackling gets worse and worse. It makes it hard to stay in games, especially when you're trailing. Like, think about that. Cliff Kingsbury is only 1 in 15 when his teams are trailing at halftime over the course of his 3 years at Texas Tech. With the offense they have, that doesn't sound right. Their defenses have just never been able to hold on and make the stops they need to make to give themselves an opportunity to get back in.
Cliff Kingsbury, you know, he did have success against Les Miles, but it came as a player. Remember, he was a great one for Texas Tech, and Les Miles was the coach at Oklahoma State. Look at Kingsbury's 2-game numbers: 865 yards and 8 touchdowns without an interception thrown in 2 wins. But as a play caller, in Johnny Manziel's Heisman-winning season, it was LSU who had the victory when Miles and Kingsbury met up as coaches.
I think this defense at LSU, with the athletes they have, it always matches up well versus this offense, because they have athletes in the secondary that can cover man-to-man, and they've got an athletic front.
Fournette trying to get to the edge, and he dragged Away with him for a few more yards, passing midfield for a first down.
I think the spread, obviously, is especially the old Mike Leach era, is trying to spread you out as much as you can to throw the ball and attack your weak corners. LSU has 3 or 4 corners and some safeties in the back end, and you saw right there 7 plays of 30 or more yards. That's been the difference. It's just the big explosive plays for this LSU offense.
Leonard Fournette with a 100-yard game now in 12 of the last 14 games, his 10th this season, as he has 140 rushing yards tonight. Back to business for Fournette. You can add many more. Just a handful of Jersey able to bring him down that time to the 26 as Away was on another ride.
Really nice blocking in the inside. Ethan Posick at center is a big one. At 6'7", 310 pounds. Look at the position he gets on the defensive tackle to get him turned.
Look at Away hold on for like 6 yards right there.
Taking a ride.
That's a great job, man. Learned a lesson the other night riding those bulls at the, where was that, Joe, when they were doing
the rodeo night down here at the Texas Bowl.
Hanging on for dear life. Is a heck of a play by Away.
Geis comes in for Fournette. Geis is a talented one, too, as Harris keeps it, and it was a good read right into the end zone. Brandon Harris, his 4th rushing touchdown of the season, and LSU is pulling away.
This is what you wonder when you watch tape of why LSU doesn't do more of this. The zone read. It makes it easier on Harris, another live body that can run the football, makes you account for him, takes pressure off Fournette. But watch him right here. You see everybody crashes down from the left side. So what does he do? Pulls the football, makes the right read, takes it to the house.
And because you're playing man-to-man coverage with everybody in the box, there's no safeties deep to atone for the mistakes up front. There's no erasers or eliminators when you get into the second level.
Another big play for this LSU offense.
9 seconds remaining in the third quarter, and all of a sudden it's a 22-point margin. You think back to that drive that Texas Tech was working on when the fortunate bounce of the ball that goes into the hands of Ricky Jefferson for an interception. Texas Tech had momentum. They were right there with LSU, and interception, scoring drive LSU, things change quickly.
And let's give Brandon Harris a lot of credit here, because on these last 2 or 3 drives, he's been lights out running, and he's been accurate. When he's had the one-on-one opportunities, he's giving his receivers an opportunity to make plays. I think Cam Cameron on the sidelines, being positive with him, talking with him. This is the interception that Ricky Jefferson comes up with off the shoulder of Tre'Davious White, a fortuitous bounce. And that kind of got this whole thing started.
But then he found the Arce and did a great job hitting the post, and 3 TD drives in the last 8:08. This was the last one here, just showing off the wheels. He's not I don't think he's not an elite runner, but he's got some good speed. And again, if they can do more of that zone read stuff with him in the future, it just takes an extra guy off of Fournette to give him a little bit more space to run.
Yeah, I mean, he was the second-ranked dual-threat quarterback coming out of high school for a reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he can do that. And in this offense, they don't
ask him
often
to do a lot.
enough ask him and want to put the ball in his hands. And listen, I get it. You got Leonard Fournette behind you. You know, why take the ball out of his? But it just makes you so much more difficult to defend when a defense has to account for a running quarterback.
This time they go back to the short kick, and it is fielded at the 25. And perhaps a chance here with Stockton.
That's a nice adjustment by Texas Tech, putting that guy Stockton as an up man, anticipating those short kicks. You got Grant deep. Now you got one of your other fastest players in Justin Stockton. An opportunity to return kicks too.
Called his name tonight.
Yeah.
So that surge from LSU, 3 touchdowns in just 8 minutes, with big number 7 leading the way. He's got 161 and 3 rushing touchdowns on the night.
I think I'm in heaven.
We asked real people what they thought of Chevy and their year-end deals.
I'm buying this.
The back is hot.
Oh my God. That seals the deal.
You can have like 1,000 gadgets.
It really can't get any better than that.
Wrap up the deals and wrap up the year in a new Chevy.
Current qualified competitive lessees can get this Chevy Equinox LT for around $243 a month and get $500 lease cash on select Equinox vehicles in stock.
Now you're gonna make me go buy a Chevy.
Some moments are worth the journey. We'll help get the most out of every mile. Chase down your passion. Never halfway. Hankook Tire.
Honey, my Popeye Spice Pack wings are packed with the flavor of peppers and spices from 6 countries. So get my wings and spicy pepper ranch sauce for just $3.99. The professor has spoken.
The New Year's 6 on ESPN. On New Year's Eve, the Chick-fil-A Peach Bowl. Followed by the College Football Playoff Semifinals, the Capital One Orange Bowl, and the Goodyear Cotton Bowl Classic. Then on New Year's Day, the Battle Frog Fiesta Bowl. The Rose Bowl game presented by Northwestern Mutual, and the All-State Sugar Bowl. The New Year's 6 on ESPN and streaming live on Watch ESPN and the ESPN app.
Few careers offer the advantages you'll find at Charter. As a member of the Charter team, you'll represent a growing Fortune 500 organization and one of the nation's largest providers of advanced video, high-speed internet, and telephone services with top-quality products like HBO Go and more HD programming than ever. Working in the field, you'll help ensure the best possible service experience for our customers. We offer employees competitive salary, growth opportunities, comprehensive benefits, and more. If you want to play an important role in your company and make an impact on your career, join the Charter team today.
3, 2, 1.
The final countdown is on at Ross Downing Chevrolet. New 2015 Silverado with $11,000 off MSRP. Yes, $11,000 off MSRP. Final savings at Ross Downing Chevrolet. Don't miss $11,000 off MSRP. New 2015 Silverado Crew Cab. The final countdown on South Morrison Boulevard. RossDowningChevrolet.com, where price makes people hurry to Hammond.
505 total yards for LSU with that 42-20 lead as we look at our AdvoCare game summary. And at the 4 total touchdowns, Mahomes has been very entertaining. Untimely interception at the goal line, and the LSU front, they have been all after him all night long. Start of the 4th quarter. Joe, Jesse, David, and Maria with you. Quickly to Davis. And he scoots out.
And now obviously time of the essence. Down 22 points, 4th quarter. Tempo's got to be fast every snap.
They're well conditioned to that. And it's Ricky Jefferson.
Injury timeout.
Who was down with the medical staff out on the field. And you can see one of the trainers there reaching for that right calf. We saw and got a report from Maria of Jamal Adams suffering with cramps and leaving the game for an IV earlier tonight.
And it's something that LSU really tried to prepare for. Whenever they play teams with tempo, they put 2 scout offenses to run plays against their defense in practice, one after another. So they try and condition themselves. It doesn't matter if you have 7 days or if you have a month to get ready, it's still hard to do. I mean, there's a lot of teams that go fast, but when Texas Tech puts the foot down, I mean, it's faster than anybody. The good news for LSU is they've done a phenomenal job tonight getting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. They've been winning their one-on-one battles up front, whether it's been stunting and twisting and moving D linemen. Just the athleticism by the LSU Tigers has just been way too much. It's overwhelmed this offensive line for the Red Raiders.
Sure, this isn't a Kendall Beckwith highlight rip there. I mean, he has been involved with everything, not just entire front 7 success, but Beckwith especially so active in the pressure on Mahomes. 20 hurries, 6 sacks, 2nd and 4. Is incomplete as there was a lot of traffic around Tony Brown and Dante Jackson involved.
And Kendall Beckwith has a decision to make after this game, whether he turns pro a year earlier, whether he comes back to LSU. He's only been playing middle linebacker really for a year and a half, but you've seen the versatility he has, playing defensive end as well. It's going to make him much more attractive to the National Football League. 6 key underclassmen for LSU have the opportunity potentially to go play on Sunday. That's something they're used to having.
Yeah, but
year after year after year.
This is the norm. This is why their defense has been reloaded the last couple of years, because the amount of guys they lose sometimes in the NFL early.
3rd and 4. Mahomes cross the grain and gets it complete to Sadler, who has it all the way down to the 31-yard line for a first down and a little bit of juice.
I don't know how you saw him. I don't know how he actually biomechanically was able to get that football off.
And Grant now darts his way to the 26-yard line.
Patrick Mahomes is running to his left. Watch this. Steps up. How does he see the guy? Like, the arm strength you need
absolutely right.
to have, you have 0 body momentum and your legs aren't helping you deliver that throw. you either have got that or you don't. That's why he's a pitcher
in baseball.
That's a 93-mile-an-hour fastball. Of course, Dad was a major leaguer for 12 years, and here's another almost tackle for loss, and it will go that way. Initially, the first surge there came in hard, and then Arden Key.
He thought he had him. Do you see him? He got up. He got up and celebrated like he had made the tackle for a loss. He's looking up the video board trying to figure out what the heck happened. He came flying in there, thought he had him tackled, got up, kind of gave him the Mahomes flex.
Stockton was dancing his way, trying to survive that. 3rd and 14 now. Mahomes again looking to extend the play. To the end zone he goes. Incomplete as 2 Red Raiders were in position. Batson had the best chance at it.
This is a nice play in the secondary. I think it was Jalen Mills, who was hurt earlier in this game, going up and competing and knocking this football away from Cameron Batson. I think the secondary felt the challenge. I think they were very respectful of the wide receivers from the Red Raiders watching film. And here's a 4th and long situation. Absolutely, you're going for this.
You got to find a way to keep him in the pocket. To keep scrambling, making plays outside of him.
4th and 14 for Mahomes. He's all the way back at the other 45, goes across midfield and somehow finds his man again, Grant. Time and time again with Mahomes tonight.
It's unbelievable. I mean, just, again, you let him outside the pocket, this is where all of this magic's happened. And then throwing the football on the run. Javon Boykins is about as good as you'll see in college football too, but he's, goodness gracious, look at this. Across his body again on the run, and it's just, it's accurate every time.
I want to be careful saying it. I've said it before. When he does stuff like that, it's Johnny Manziel-esque.
Listen, Eric Morris, the offensive coordinator, looked us right in the eye yesterday. He said he is as good as any quarterback in the country, and I will argue that with anyone, he says. Athletically, he flashes in a way that's extraordinary.
But unlike Johnny Manziel, he's 6'3", 221 pounds. He's way bigger. He's a little bit more physical, yet he has that natural feel, change of direction, quick twitch. Look at the strength here, stiff arming a linebacker and a defensive lineman, and then just
doing that.
Raw arm strength.
He's got a better arm than Manziel, for sure.
No doubt about it.
There's no denying that. I'm not saying he's Manziel, but
like you say, 6'3", 221, and just a sophomore. Flag is down as he launched into the corner of the end zone for Pearson.
So Godchow got off the ball really quick, but just a smidge too quick.
And it should be offside on LSU.
Offside. Defense. Number 92 is lined up in the neutral zone. After this,
you never complain with that, by the way. I don't want to hear any commentators bark at that. That's fine. My old coach, Fabulicious, used to tell me, you can get a few offsides. That means you're playing right on the edge. You want to play right on the edge of jumping off sides and getting great get-off.
You got a bubble opportunity at the top.
There's Grant. And he found a little crease and scored. Jakeem Grant.
You can see that coming from a mile away. Jakeem Grant is lined up about 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and they send a guy in motion. LSU thought they had it covered. The 2 DBs lined up out there, but in space. As good an athlete as Dante Jackson, #1, is, and he's phenomenal, Jakeem Grant is just different.
Nobody's catching that.
No.
It's like playing touch football in an elevator.
He would make you miss in a phone booth. He'd make you miss in a phone booth. Like, you can't tackle that guy.
Touch football in an elevator.
5'6", 169 pounds. Great in the return game. Great in the slot. All-purpose guy. Pound for pound, they say he's the strongest player on the team. And he's got a little wiggle. And Texas Tech's got a little juice here in the 4th quarter. Fun, isn't it? Love the bowl season.
We don't give up. We don't quit. We keep going. Day in, day out. We fight on. Why? Because we are champions. Be a champion.
Santa has a magic snow globe for every family. And whatever he puts in our snow globe shows up at our house. And this year, look at what he put in our driveway.
Santa can do that?
He sure can, honey.
The Lexus December to Remember sales event is going on now with some of the most magical deals of the year. This is the pursuit of perfection.
For only $7.99 each every Monday through Thursday.
Kyrie Irving. Clearly, he's the X factor on this Cavaliers team.
The X factor is back.
And now what do you have? You got a title-winning team.
Jakeem Grant with his third touchdown of the night moments ago.
I think he's got a future on Sundays, even as a receiver. I talked about his size and how, that I think it's going to scare some people, but there have been guys like Roscoe Parrish and Brendan Holiday and guys that will make a team just based on their special teams, but he's so special with the ball in his hand. Whoever gets lucky enough to draft him, you've got to find a way to get him involved in offense with packages and plays. Jakeem Grant, unique talent.
The league's also changing, though. It's becoming more quick games and bubbles, and there's more spaces for guys like that now.
Darius Geis kept his balance and keeps on fighting. True freshman, the understudy to Leonard Fournette, who's been really showing some stuff this season.
He had a return kind of like this against Texas A&M in the final regular season game. This guy's got wiggle, and for a big guy, 5'11", 222, he can make people miss. He runs angry as well, and Leonard Fournette gets one more year at LSU, but Tiger fans are going to be watching number 5 for years to come as well. That's going to be a lethal 1-2 punch next season.
SEC coaches get together at the end of the season. They vote the all-freshman team. He was on it. 8.4 yards per carry for Geis.
Are you saying that Fournette's going to leave after his junior year? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
I'm going to go ahead and guarantee that.
Here he is, inside toss, and that instant burst that he's known for 10.5 yards.
It's the only offense in the country that tosses the inside power play instead of handing it off. And I think the reason they do that is they try to get the ball in the hands of the running back deeper in the backfield so that he can look up front on the offensive line, find the blocks develop, and possibly see a cutback. It's very unique. You don't see it on Sundays, but it's something that LSU and Les Miles has been doing for years here. Had a lot of success with it. It's an interesting little wrinkle to a very common play.
Play action now. And he's able to connect that time with Dupree.
This is another thing I think LSU needs to do more of. Again, load the box, 10 or 11 guys in there, but go to the fullback out of the back. That's an easy throw, high completion percentage. You're going to get that play 9 times out of 10 because everybody's coming up to stop Fournette, trying to meet that fullback in the hole. And it just makes life easy for Harris.
Just fullbacks are a dying breed in college football. Yeah. It's just rare to even see them on the field anymore.
Well, LSU had a good one in J.D. Moore, who was out with a season-ending injury, but he was paving the way for those first 5-6 games for Leonard Fournette's season when he had the ridiculous numbers to start the year.
Well, it's a good point, Joe, and I think one of the reasons why this running attack struggled against Alabama and Arkansas and Ole Miss, they didn't only lose J.D. Moore, they lost one of the best blocking tight ends in Dylan Gordon.
He's an offensive lineman.
Basically, he's 310
He really is.
And like, he could set the edge. They were a much better team running the football outside, and that's a big reason, one of the reasons, that I think Leonard Fournette's numbers drastically dropped off in the second half of the year. They lost too many key pieces in a power rushing attack.
3rd and 5 now. They bring pressure against Harris. They pick it up. He lofts it for Dupree right into the pocket of Malachi Dupree.
Brandon Harris is having a second half that is going to give him a lot of confidence and momentum heading into this offseason and heading into next year. Beautiful throw. Malachi Dupree does a nice job beating Tevin Madison off the ball. But this is a Brandon Harris I haven't seen since they played Florida.
Harris keeps it himself and inside the 10-yard line.
And it's important when you say that too, moving forward, that's all they need. All LSU needs to win a championship next year is more balance on offense. If he can prove he can throw the football down the field, they're going to have weapons on the outside. They're going to have a big physical offensive line, and they're going to have number 7 right there in the backfield. So the missing component is the quarterback moving forward. And if they find that and get that solidified, you're talking about a team that could easily be in the Final Four.
Guess who? Just give it to the big guy. Late flags come in as Fournette was able to.
They got a face mask, Joe.
Pick up the first down.
Yeah, and it was pretty, I think, pretty obvious.
Fournette was waving his hands for it.
Personal foul, face mask. Defense number 33. That penalty will be before half the distance to the goal. It will not matter. First down.
His head got yanked all the way to the side. You see Rico Levy here, number 33, big defensive tackle, just gets that big paw right up on the face mask. And you got to find some way to get this guy down. I get it. You know, going back to Brandon Harris, guys, he's going to have to compete in the offseason. Danny Etling, a transfer from Purdue. I mean, the job's not necessarily his heading into next year. It'll be a competition, but you got to like the way you feel right now if you're Harris, the way you played here in the second half.
Play action on 1st and goal. Harris puts on the brakes. Goes back against the grain, but couldn't get it to Fournette. I mentioned the Purdue transfer who will be eligible to play. Of course, Anthony Jennings, well experienced. 9 wins as a starting quarterback for LSU.
They lost out on a big-time prospect in Felipe Franks, who decommitted. He's the number 2 ranked pocket passer who's now committed to Florida. Could change his mind and go back. But competition will be good for Les Miles, Cam Cameron, and I think Brandon Harris this offseason. Because I agree with you what you said, David. They're a quarterback away the college football play.
Fournette puts down his shoulder inside the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and goal. Cameron looks at that call sheet. Patrick Mahomes looks up at that scoreboard and that clock counting down to 8.5 minutes. And number 7 looks straight ahead, thinking, could it be 4 rushing touchdowns on the night?
Unbalanced set over here with multiple linemen.
Up in the air and Superman in. Four rushing touchdowns, 5 overall for Leonard Fournette.
I'm not sure if he needed to jump, but I like it. He long jumped from the 3-yard line.
Style points, David, style.
I see you. I don't think anybody was in front of him, but I like the lead.
I just like the look and the setup. You bring in extra offensive linemen, add beef to the left side of the formation. Just old school power football. I think we've seen a couple wrinkles tonight. Maybe a bit of a forecast offensively of what I think you might see in difference for LSU next year.
Touchdowns now in each of their last 4 possessions, with Fournette going up and over.
This is a call to the committed. To those who wake up with a desire to do more. To those who won't stop until they reach the finish line. Calling all champions. Advocare. We build champions.
It's signing day, and the time has come. Countless hours of hard work, preparation, and attention to detail made this day possible. And now, you're signing for your new home. Our nationwide team of industry professionals is proud to help make this moment possible. Franklin American Mortgage. It all begins with home.
Way up in the North Pole, a penguin loaded a toy car onto a racetrack. Zoom. It took off. Going faster and faster and twisting and turning until finally it stopped right in our driveway.
But Dad, penguins live in the South Pole.
The Lexus December to Remember sales event is going on now with some of the most magical deals of the year. This is the pursuit of perfection.
Lunch?
The 2015 Advocare V100 Texas Bowl. Brought to you by Advocare. We build champions. Quicksilver from Capital One. Earn unlimited 1.5% cash back every purchase every day. And Heineken. Open your world. Enjoy responsibly.
Had a sense with this matchup against the Texas Tech run defense, it would be a history-making night for Leonard Fournette. Well, it has been in terms of touchdowns, 5 total touchdowns. A lot of people look back at the Heisman race and say, how is it that he didn't arrive in New York? We polled the ballots of official voters all year long, and boy, it was that swing game. He was #1 all of October to early November, then that swing game against Alabama.
Which really flipped the whole Heisman race upside down because it put Derrick Henry, who had a monster game in that contest, into that one spot.
Short kick again was fielded. And of course, Henry had the big night, the 200-yard night, and Fournette struggled that night against Alabama. And then the emergence of Christian McCaffrey and Baker Mayfield, Deshaun Watson, and then Keenan Reynolds getting a lot of support for his career achievements.
You know,
and only 10 first-place votes at the end for Leonard.
Yeah, I'm listening to some of those names you're ripping off. Next year, there's some NFL GMs. They're going to have a very interesting decision to make early in the draft when you consider guys like Leonard Fournette, Deshaun Watson, Christian McCaffrey, Myles Garrett from Texas A&M. There's a lot of big-time players and prospects that could be potential franchise players. This guy, #7, in my eyes, no doubt, is that.
Mahomes a little bit to the outside as Sadler.
Well, there's just some people that God just kind of reaches down and touches, and he's just one of those guys. I mean, I think when I think of Leonard Fournette, I think of Adrian Peterson type or a Herschel Walker or a Bo Jackson that just has an abundance of God-given ability, just the physicalness, the angriness, the big, the strong, the fast, can catch, can run, just can do anything he wants to do.
Dangerous moment there with DeAndre Washington as Kendall Beckwith was like a heat-seeking missile.
And you just don't find guys like that, man. I mean, it's rare. Once every 10, 15 years, I feel like you see guys that are that blessed, and he's definitely one of them.
Like, if he came out this year, I think he's a top 5 pick. I really do. I mean,
there's no quarterbacks this year that you put in the debate.
There aren't many guys as physically mature as he is and ready, I think, physically to play on Sundays this early in their career.
I don't think I don't think by any stretch of the imagination he's reached his ceiling either. I think he still needs to develop, and I think he still has a lot of room in his game to get better. He still needs to be more patient sometimes. I think he needs to not seek out contact like he does sometimes in the open field and score. And he's done a better job this year of it, but yeah, the talent is just, it's silly.
You know, and
it's little things. I'm not saying it's huge things.
But you're right. Pass protection, staying on the field on 3rd down, being that all-complete, that all-purpose back that doesn't come off the field in any given situation. That's all good news for Cam Cameron and Les Miles.
Mang punting it away again as Texas Tech offense just couldn't find much there against LSU. And Tre'Davious White with a nice return as he weaves his way out towards the 35-yard line. Tigers in control here in Houston.
The College Football Playoff Semifinals, New Year's Eve on ESPN.
Blake,
This underwear commercial needs to be epic. We open up on you driving into a huge stadium in your favorite pickup truck. Is it red? Course it is. You jump out in your underwear. Pyrotechnics, dancing girls, fighter jets. Thoughts?
Mind if I make a few changes?
Tell me what you're thinking.
Hey, I'm Blake Shelton. I like Gildan underwear, and I think you will too.
Cut!
How's that?
Love it. Let's go for one more.
No.
I think we've got what we wanted. That's a wrap! Yeah, that's good.
A gamer can be a professional.
Phil!
Oh.
Hey, man.
Hey, Peter. Oh.
Joanne, is that you? It's me. You don't look a day over 70, am I right?
If you're Peter Pan, you stay young forever. It's what you do. If you want to save 15% or more on car insurance, you switch to Geico.
Feel so young.
It's what you do.
You make me feel so spring has sprung.
'Tis the season of Spectrum. This holiday season, treat yourself to thousands of the biggest Hollywood movies and original series with Spectrum TV Gold.
They're beautiful.
Go to channel 2495 to instantly upgrade to the Gold package, and you'll have hundreds of HD channels, including Stars, Encore, Epix, HBO, Cinemax, and Showtime. You'll have unlimited access to premium entertainment, and you'll even be able to take your favorites with you on your holiday travels with the Spectrum TV app. Go to channel 2495 to upgrade right now.
This is my office. It's hot, it's loud, and you don't even want to know what I spend on gas. So when I get home, I want it to be comfortable without spending a fortune on fuel. That's why I chose a water furnace geothermal heat pump. Water furnace units use the free renewable energy stored in your backyard to save up to 70% on heating, cooling, and hot water. It's like taking 2 cars off the road.
2 cars have suddenly vanished, handing Gordon the win here at Talent.
What do you mean I can't pick which 2?
That's you.
Reminder, Wednesday on ESPN, Capital One Bowl Mania rolls on. You got the Franklin American Mortgage Music City Bowl, A&M and Louisville at 7, and then number 25 USC and Wisconsin in the National Funding Holiday Bowl. Clay Helton, USC's permanent head coach now, could actually be the second bowl game as the head coach of the Trojans. He was the interim when they won the Vegas Bowl a few years back. Back to the ground for LSU and Leonard Fournette.
It's a simple formula. It's not earth-shattering. But at its core, when you run the ball and you prevent your opponent from running the football, oftentimes good things happen.
62
Miles, former Michigan offensive lineman.
I'm not great at math, but it's
How about the
solid.
numbers tonight in comparing rushing yards? 323 for LSU. -3 for Texas Tech. Of course, they've been sacked 6 times for a loss of 52 yards. We have the Red Raiders. And Fournette barrels ahead past midfield.
One of the big criticisms all year has been this quote-unquote archaic LSU offense. I think next year they need to make tweaks. I think they need to go more up-tempo. They have to have more spread principles, kind of like what you just saw there. I don't think the identity needs to change. Obviously, you've got Leonard Fournette. You need to stay a running team. But I think they can do some things formationally and certainly with tempo, more quarterback runs with Brandon Harris. I think will make them much more difficult to defend. I think will make them more explosive.
If you could do it with Brandon Harris and just hold that defensive end for a second on the backside because of his running ability.
Leonard Fournette has a 200-yard night now with that run.
It's not a lot different from what Alabama's doing since Lane Kiffin's taken over as offensive coordinator, or what USC does out in the Pac-12. Those teams run the football and they commit to it. Quarterback spends a lot of time under center. But you've got to beat Alabama. You've lost 5 in a row. What's the commonality of teams that beat Alabama in the last several years?
Running quarterbacks.
And up-tempo spread offenses.
Yeah. Spreading the field,
Ole
pace,
Miss the
tempo.
last 2 years, Ohio State, Auburn Texas
with Nick
A&M.
Marshall.
You just got it. Lining up in the I formation against Alabama every year, you play into their hands. You've got to mix it up.
Geis is in for Fournette, and that's not any easier for Texas Tech's defense.
So a lot of people have wondered who's going to be the play caller next year. Cam Cameron's up after this game. His contract's over. Les Miles told us yesterday the plan for LSU is to retain Cam Cameron as their play caller next year. Certainly this guy who's coached at every level, he's a head coach in the National Football League. He's a very, very, very bright offensive mind. He'll be charged with finding those tweaks all offseason and continuing to develop Brandon Harris, because again, they're a quarterback away, we think, from reaching the college football playoff next season with the talent they have.
First and goal is just a steady diet of Fournette and now Geis to close out this game as Geis gets it down to the 2-yard line. The true freshman who is outstanding. Local product Baton Rouge from Catholic High. It's where Les Miles' son and Cam Cameron's son, Ben and Chris, won a state title this year.
It's just not fair when you think about them moving forward, too. When you got Fournette, who's 230, who's going to pound you, wear you down, make a defense not want to tackle you. And then you think about Geis, he's just going to get in the weight room. He's a true freshman. He's just going to get in the weight room and probably go from 222 to 230 and still be agile, too. Both those guys, whew, it's going to be a handful.
To the up back and in is Darrell Williams.
Is that a fullback touchdown? Love it.
He's really a tailback.
Yeah, but he put him in fullback. No. I want. They're still
he's playing the fullback
football,
position.
baby.
Yep.
His statistics were off the charts in high school as well. He came in with Leonard Fournette. You talk about the embarrassment of riches that LSU has. And I think that's one reason why expectations every year are so high for the Tigers. They get the best prospects in the country from one of the best states with respect to future NFL talent every year without any in-state competition.
Yeah, Williams is a guy that had over 2,000 yards and 30 touchdowns his senior year when he came in with Leonard Fournette. Fournette, Geis, Williams, they can do it on the ground. They've done so for 378 yards rushing tonight and a 56-27 lead.
Hit every mark. Thread every needle. Turn every ride into a thrill ride. The power and precision of the Lexus Performance line. Now available with turbocharged engines for even more exhilaration. Including the new 2016 GS. Once driven, there's no going back.
RootMetrics, in the nation's largest independent study, tested wireless performance across the country. Verizon won big with 153 state wins. AT&T got 38, Sprint got 2, and T-Mobile got 0. Verizon also won first in the U.S. for data, call, speed, and reliability. AT&T got text. Stuck on an average network? Join Verizon, and we'll cover your cost to switch.
Look at you.
Oh, look at him.
One look can change the way you see the world.
Look at you.
Look after them with the protection of life insurance from New York Life. Get started today.
At Ally Bank, no branches equals great rates. It's a fact. Kind of like mute buttons equal danger.
Next quarter. That sound good?
Not being on this phone call sounds good.
It's not muted.
Was that you, Jason?
It was Jeffrey. It could have been Brenda.
Critics are raving about The Big Short.
Here we go.
Now nominated for 4 Golden Globes, including Best Actor Steve Carell, Best Actor Christian Bale, and Best Picture of the Year.
Kind of brilliant.
The Big Short. Rated R. Now playing.
Reminder, they'll be handing out that piece of hardware as soon as we're done, and that trophy ceremony will be presented by Capital One immediately following the game. You can tune in to ESPN3 for that. 16th straight year a bowl game for LSU, 5th longest streak, but LSU lost 3 of their last 4 bowl games, starting with that BCS championship in 2012. And tonight's Capital One player of the game Leonard Fournette, who tied the NCAA bowl record with 5 touchdowns from scrimmage.
He put all of his skills on display, running between the tackles, catching screens out of the backfield, speed in the open field, making people miss, running people over. Great job with his vision. He averaged over 7 yards a carry. We thought he might be motivated coming into this game because he didn't get invited to New York City for the Heisman. Made a statement, no doubt about it.
Now that sign says Heisman next year. He will be on the short list of early front runners, no doubt. Jakeem Grant trying to shake free, and he does against 2 would-be defenders. He's kind of got that water bug, jitterbug way about him, doesn't he?
It'll be interesting forecasting Texas Tech next year as well. I think that they're gonna have to fight to reach a bowl game when you consider what they're going to lose and when you consider the schedule as well.
When you consider Big 12 and being so talented at the very top, Mahomes burns this, and then really the middle of the league is so dangerous.
And so you're going to lose Jakeem Grant, you're going to lose DeAndre Washington and 4 starting offensive linemen. I'm not worried about offense though. With that guy calling plays and Mahomes at quarterback, they're going to score points. The issue is defense. They were bad this year.
Can they get worse though?
You lose your leading tackler, you lose your best pass rusher, 4 D linemen.
Honestly, can they get worse on defense?
No, and in a schedule where you got to go at Arizona State, at TCU, at Oklahoma State, you get Baylor and Arlington. Good news is you get Oklahoma and Texas at home, but Texas is going to be better. And
yes,
then
they are.
To your point, Joe, teams like West Virginia and Kansas State, those kind of swing games, you know, it's not a gimme that the Red Raiders are coming back bowling next year.
Aside from the fact that you have legitimate college football playoff contenders at the top.
Yeah. Defense number 75, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
I think losing Jakeem Grant's a big one too.
It's
huge. It's just the ultimate chess piece that you can take advantage of people and they game plan with him. But now look at that. Pick up Arizona State, at Kansas State, at TCU.
Now, we talk about the defense. I think a huge key for them, obviously, is Cliff Kings.
Hires, too.
And retaining his defensive coordinator, David Gibbs. He's the 7th defensive coordinator they've had in 7 years. So you need to start building continuity on that side of the football. And for the first time in a long time, the Red Raiders at least are going to have that.
They need some dudes, too.
Here's Stockton, and he's a dude, and he can fly. His nickname's The Flash. And has a touchdown in 9 of their 12 games coming in.
And he's coming back next year. So you lose DeAndre Washington, but there's always going to be playmakers at the skill positions for the Red Raiders.
That is not a recruiting issue at all for them. You walk into any living room in Texas and say you want to play offense at Texas Tech, you're going to get a lot of yeses.
And they're going to get better running backs now because of the success they had this year running the football. They're going to be more running backs in the state. It used to be receivers and quarterbacks. Now it's running backs.
Mahomes being tracked down again. Ball came out, but harmlessly goes out of bounds as Jones forced the fumble.
And having that guy, too. I mean, think about it. This is his first year as a full-time starter. He's only going to get better. Knowledge of the offense. And you've already seen his playmaking ability. Stuff that you can't coach, you can't teach that he can do. The offense ain't going to be... the only thing I disagree on is I don't think the defense can get worse. I really don't. I mean, we watched him on tape coming into this game. We were trying to find positives. There wasn't a lot to point at. Giving up 70, 60.
Well, I mean, you're losing games scoring 50-something points.
Here's Mahomes again.
Just keep going back. That took a lot of arm strength just to throw it back to the line of scrimmage.
And after running for 80 yards. I mean,
he just has this knack of turning, spinning,
and you can't
separating.
You just can't coach
and then releasing it.
Yeah. He's got that moxie. Give that guy credit for finding it. We talked about it again. 1 scholarship offer was given to Patrick Mahomes. It was by that guy right there. Saw something in him, knew he could develop. Guys, you remember watching him last year come off the bench against Oklahoma State, wide-eyed true freshman?
Pretty.
It wasn't this guy.
No.
Cliff Kingsbury has done a phenomenal job developing him, coaching him up at the quarterback position. Can't wait to see what he looks like next year.
There's a 3rd and 10 pass that goes for a first down to Giles. You know, and Mahomes is a guy that, you know, he's a Texas Football Player of the Year. One recruiting service actually named him the National Male Athlete of the Year, but he's split with baseball, good all-around athlete, but yet grossly under-recruited. And he would make these kind of plays in high school. You know, there's a recent high school legend of a 4th down run he had to keep his team season alive. First down, extending the play again, and then takes a nice push out of bounds from Adams.
When you couple his talent, his ability with this system, and I think, I don't know where you want to put him, but Cliff Kingsbury's not going far down the list for me for best play callers in America. I mean, his track record speaks for itself. Yeah, it wasn't just with Johnny Manziel, but look at this graphic. Well, this is with him under his offenses.
Well, what about how quickly he rose to stardom? I mean, he really only had 3 years experience as a position coach or coordinator before he was given this job. The guy's an offensive prodigy.
Yes, he is. And again, it's not the typical, it's not what you saw with Mike Leach. It's so much more, it's not just lining up and running your system. He tweaks things and runs. Quarterback run game, I think, is here to stay with him. I think he saw that with Johnny Manziel and how much of a pain in the rear it is for defenses and speed options and the screen game. He's got it all, man.
So just imagine if they had a defense to complement his play calling. It's going to have to come in recruiting. You got to get way better on the D-line. Give himself a chance.
He's going to play early, come to Texas Tech. There's a
3rd and 8, and that is down inside the 1-yard line as he just found a little bit of a seam, and then
he threw it from his holster.
Sidearms that. He changed the arm slot and the arm angle effortlessly. Like, again, it's like baseball mechanics.
Nothing at RPMs on it. Lost control of the ball for a moment, and then smartly throws it away.
Go back to it and see it again. This is something to talk about, this beat down.
Rolling out to his right, just, you know, has to negotiate the throw around defenders, and that's just
close to touchdown too, by the way.
Just natural. I can't wait to see the added wrinkles Cliff Kingsbury can put in this offense. Now that Patrick Mahomes has as many games under his belt as he does, he has the feel with the reads in the run game and pass game. You know, what more can this offense do?
Here's Felton on the pitch, and he was ridden out.
You know what they'll be able to do? They'll be able to play faster. They'll be able to be more diverse, which just makes them, I mean, it's going to be impossible to stop.
That's just like the norm, I feel like, in the Big 12 now. You know, you got Lincoln Riley dialing up plays at Oklahoma. You got Doug Meacham dialing up plays at TCU.
Talk about fast-rising play callers.
Oklahoma State, Baylor with what they're doing now. I mean, it's remarkable. It's video game type numbers.
Mahomes makes a man miss, reaches out, and they're going to mark him short as Adams wrapped him up.
It's close. Mahomes still fighting. See how quick he is to make that move. He stretches out. Now he's gone.
Well, something they don't do very, very often. They bring in Tyler Scalzi, kind of a goal line tight end. They don't have a lot of these formations in this style of offense.
Yeah, they don't see any jumbo packages out of Texas Tech, but here they are, 4th and goal, final minute, just looking to cap this here.
Oh,
didn't see it.
Nothing's available.
That was wide open, wasn't it?
Yeah, he had Brad Pearson, his H-back, come wide open in the flat. I think Mahomes just took his eyes off it a little bit too early.
And then it was gone.
Didn't give a chance to develop. That's really maybe the only bad read I've seen him have tonight in the passing game. Watch 83 come right underneath here. He's cleared the defense. Right now, you got to give him that throw.
Natural
He's open.
pick right there.
Yeah, and Mahomes kind of gets his eyes back inside early. That's probably literally maybe the only thing. I'd say, with the exception of ball security in the running game, he's had a couple fumbles. But aside from that, the amount of times he's been hit, this true sophomore has been a warrior.
Yes, we got it. Everybody complained about Baker Mayfield transferring and having so much success. I think you see what they saw in Patrick Mahomes too, to have him, and it's hard to debate. It's hard to debate that. It'd be hard to debate that those two, but Patrick Mahomes has showed you leading the country in offense this season that he's unbelievable.
Coming up next is going to be Sports Center at night, live from L.A. We're going to have a lot to talk about, Stan and Neil will, with the latest going on with Clemson. Of course, we are closing in now, a couple days away from the college football playoff, the national semifinals. As LSU runs over Texas Tech down the stretch here. Tech pulled within one at 21-20. But then it was all about Les and Leonard. Fournette goes for 212 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground, 1 receiving, and LSU with their 9th win of the season. Guys, it's been fun. Rose Bowl for you. College game day for you. Enjoy. ESPN 3 for the trophy ceremony coming up.
This is Sports Center from Los Angeles.
How's it? Chip Kelly.